Hello, hello? Maybe. Oop. Alright, everything looks... well, good enough. No, I can't walk into a courtroom. You know how often blue mages get accused of copyright infringement? Too much. I'm not copying, I'm legally distinct. Am I too loud? Everything looks to be working correctly. There's no background music for the actual game right now, which is silly. Need to... uh-oh. Is that not working? It is working. There are extras and DLC appearing, but I don't have the DLC. I assume I'd have to probably, like, integrate that separately. But also, nah. That sounds like a headache. But welcome back to the adventures of Phoenix Wright. The monstrous turnabout. It had Apollo in the background. I didn't expect to pick the right music. I could tell someone that's Naruto and they would probably believe me. See, and they captured Sasuke, who was a bird at one point.
Long, long ago, the nine-tailed fox defeated the evil Tenmataro and sealed the fallen demon away. To this day, it is said that he slumbers even still within the forbidden chamber.
Yeah, we're watching Naruto now. You know, forget Ace Attorney. It's time for the Naruto spin-off. What?
Night, night, Alderman. Sweet dreams.
And we know who the villain is. Night, night. I'm here to free my bird.
At long last, the revival of Tenmataro is at hand.
I'm just a bird guy. Not real. So was one of them the nine-tailed fox in disguise? A few months prior to the courthouse bombing. Whoop. Oh yeah, I forgot I don't have to do that. Ah, the majestic floating spaghetti. Always nice to see it. The Write Anything Agency. You can write anything except a check. Huh, I guess I'm a little early. I don't remember what Apollo's voice was. But now, of course, we have a flashback. We can't just have a stinking normal, coherent, linear story. Wait, if we're back in time, why is the beanie already up there? It's already on his trophy. That's not right. Yeah, I was gonna go over it before, but I'll probably do these on Mondays and Wednesdays, because why not? Otherwise, we'll be here forever. These games take a while. Guess I'm a little early. Oh, hey, Apollo! Something wrong with her face. I guess it's just the 3D model making it look a lot shinier than I'm used to. Oh, hey, Apollo, getting an early start today? I don't know how to do other voices. Yeah, this is the first time I've had in a while, after all. Well, aren't we all fired up? Well, it's not every day I get a call from Mr. Wright. Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, I guess not a call, but you live in the same area as him. What kind of work is it anyway? Mr. Wright didn't mention any details. Work? Is that how he put it? Don't tell me he just wants me to clean the toilet again. You've really become a fixture around here, Apollo. Come to think of it, it's been almost a year since I was hired. Lots happened since then. But I've settled in nicely despite a few bumps in the road. My name is Apollo Justice. I've been practicing law for about a year, but I still have a lot to learn. Such as how to properly wear a coat. This is the Write Anything Agency, and it's where I work. Don't let the name fool you, it's definitely a law agency. But don't forget that this place is a talent agency too, Polly. I don't want to crack her. It's the law agency part of this office that's usually forgotten. This is Trucy Wright, a budding magician, and an adopted daughter of the agency's owner, Phoenix Wright. Sometimes makes me help her with the magic tricks. And what's wrong with that? You're one of the agency's talents as well. I was under the impression that I was a lawyer. Law's a talent. Oh, we better hurry. Doesn't look like Daddy's gonna make it, so we better get going. Huh? Where are we going? What about the job you mentioned? This is the job, Paul. You're supposed to keep me company today. Now come on. Another day of not being a lawyer. Should have seen this coming. Well, this is the right anything agency, you know. There's no law-related work at the moment, so... Tell me again why I chose to work here. Where is Mr. Wright, anyway? He said something about going to meet an acquaintance. Yeah, isn't it better when you don't have a job? I mean, I guess you need to pay the bills, but... I don't know, don't worry about it, Apollo. You'll probably walk into crime itself. That's the right staple. But don't worry, just focus on your job and I'll tell you exactly what you need to know. Step 1, keep me entertained. Step 2, don't get in my way. Step 3, if you do a flip. Well, let's go, we don't have all day. Wait a second. Another day of anything goes begins at the right anything agency. Just reminds me of Ranma, because that was their main martial arts study. It was just anything goes martial arts. Where they went from fighting pandas to fighting people on an ice skating ring. And it worked. Surprisingly, no one died. Ninetales Vale, Yokai Lane. Uh-huh. I recognize that umbrellas thing, but I don't remember what the yokai is called. Phew, so what are we doing up here in the mountains? This is Ninetales Vale. Everyone's been talking about the yokai craze here. Yokai? Oh, you mean Japanese monsters. You mean that country's monsters. Guess that explains all these weird things. Speaking of which, wasn't Ninetales Vale found by Japanese immigrants? Name every yokai. Nine-tailed fox. Eight-tailed, octopus. Seven-tailed... monkey? No, he was the five-tails, I think. I don't remember what the seven-tailed was. Or the six-tailed. I don't think we ever met them. That's all I got. Oh, and the first one was a raccoon. Is that every yokai? Obviously, they're all tailed beasts, right? Yeah, they're holding a festival to boost tourism over at the Alderman's Manor. My friend who works there invited us. That's why we're here. Hello, Toronto, by the way. And also, you know, hello, Reborn and Gum. Sorry, I totally forgot. Probably the slug? Also, hey, I just noticed that the thing isn't updating properly. Huh. Yeah, on your side, she's not bouncing nearly as much. Or if there's like a delay? I don't know. What was the seven tails? Was it like... Yeah, two tails was a cat, three tails was... I don't remember. Yeah, maybe I should change it to a... Seven was a bug, right. It was the only one that could... I think it was the only one that could fly. And hello, Phoenix. What was the three-tailed one? The real issue is we never met most of them. Well, not really. You meet them at the very end when they're already dead. And it's like, well, great. We had all these tailed beasts. They popped up in filler, but I didn't watch any filler. By the time It was a turtle? Ugh. Like, by the time Shippuden rolled around, I was already manga only because I was burned out on filler. Maybe I should change it to a window capture. I can still crop it, but it'll look weird. Yeah, well, we'll see how it works. If it keeps freezing, let me know. In other words, I'm your chaperone, because your dad was too busy. Daddy said that with these horns of yours, you make a great addition to their festival. I mean, you look just like a Japanese demon. Wasn't that so thoughtful of him, Polly? Could do without thoughtfulness like that. Oh, it's almost time. Come on, Polly, the festival grounds are this way. Alright, guess time to move to Kyuubi's Manor Garden. We finally get to investigate. Monster Craze. Monster Craze. Come think of it, I heard about it on TV. Supposedly how the Ninetales Vale made a comeback from the brink of bicycle disaster? That doesn't seem right. It was a good arc. Probably. I don't remember. I ain't sure could use something positive like that. Oh, I know! Let's jump on board the Monster Craze! You and Danny would be a perfect comedy duo. You call yourselves Agni and Rudra, the Demon Kings of Comedy. He sets him up, you knock him down. I think we hit the jackpot for this idea. Sorry, but I plan on staying a lawyer. You do? You don't have to act so surprised by that. Are you sure you're even a lawyer? Do I have my badge? Oh wait, right, it's a button. Yep. A cherished attorney's badge. Putting it on makes me feel ready. Actually, as is tradition. There you go. Check it out! You're so lucky, Apollo. Everyone can see what you do with just a flash of your badge. What about you, Trucy? People can tell you're a magician by the way you're dressed. Yeah, but I can't always dress like this. Like when I'm at school and stuff. It's a bad school if you're not allowed to wear your hat. You could always show you're a magician by making things appear or disappear, like your hat. You mean like this? 3, 2, 1, ta-da! Magic or no, aren't you a little too old to be showing those things in public? Maybe I'll be a lawyer too. You're abandoning your dream just like that? I mean, with the way Phoenix pulls things out of thin air, he might as well be a magician. Oh, we can just go home. Great. April 17th. That was practically yesterday. Wow, this place is really something. Definitely feels like a different world here. Trucy. Oh. It's weird that their body doesn't move, but their eyes do. Jinxie! And this is... my friend Jinxie Tenma. She's the one who invited us. She just happens to be the maid here. 2 horns, I love of red. Are you a demon? No, I'm Apollo Justice. He is a demon. Ow. Why is there a paw print stamped on my face? Be gone, foul beast. You look great, Polly. Fills in some of that space on your forehead. Trucy, please. He's gonna get burned next year or so. Like, just don't burn him so early. Ugh. What is this thing? Oh, and it moves when he talks? It's a warding charm. Jinxie puts them on all the monsters she finds. But I'm not a monster. Also, there's 2 on her head. Maybe I should have told her you're a good demon. Or you could just say I'm human. The red demon. Emissary of the underworld. I got up early to do my hair for this. Can I take this off now? So you can eat me? I'm not gonna eat you. Forgive me, oh terrible one. Tone down your cords of steel, Apollo. You're scaring her out of her wits. Don't worry, I'm already full. Please stay that way. Great, now I'm playing along too. Ninetales Vale. So I wanted to ask you about Ninetales Vale. Ugh. Be gone, foul demon. Looks like you've been demonized, Polly. Literally. Starting to wonder if I really am a demon myself. Please don't eat me. I have food if you're hungry. Isn't working. We won't get anything out of her until we set records straight. Huh. If only we had some way to prove you're not as scary as you look. I could put on a coat. Ouch. Unnecessary roughness. Looks like I have to present some proof. Proof that I'm 100% human. I got my lawyer's badge, but does that really prove I'm human? Kinda feels like that would just prove I'm a demon, right? Oh, whoops, wrong one. Yeah. I wanted to show you this. What is it? My attorney's badge? You see, I'm not a demon. I'm a lawyer. Same thing, really, but... Really? You're a lawyer? Oof. Maybe now she'll stop calling me a demon. Does it protect you from Imadaizo's judgment? Who's Imadaizo? I read somewhere he's a demon lord who punishes the dead for their sins. So, you know, a lawyer. Oh, thinks you're a demon lawyer from Pelton. Can I go back to just being a normal demon? Please, please don't boil me in a scalding cauldron. I prefer Turkish bath if possible. A Turkish bath? Isn't that more sauna than bath? Don't worry, Jinxie. He's a good demon. He'll save you if you ever go astray. Please, Mr. Demon Lawyer, sir, have mercy on my soul. Ugh, told you I'm not a demon. And Trucy, you're just making things worse. You just leave that Dio to me. Isn't that great, Jinxie? Uh-huh. I'm no longer scared to cross to the afterlife. Someone tell these two I'm human already. Are you, though? Ta-da! So, Jinxie, here this village is the epicenter of the monster craze. I wonder how many times the badge has actually been relevant to the story. It's one of the first times I can recall. Uh-huh. Barely anyone who had ever heard of it before, and now it's packed with tourists. Really? So the monster craze is the reason behind today's festival? It was the alderman's idea, but I'd be careful if I were you. Although I wasn't you, because if I was you, I'd be a demon. There's lots and lots of yokai prowling about the Ninetales Vale. Prowling about? I mean, just like wild animals or something? Uh-huh. And they're hungry, too. Man-eating monsters. They're all over the place? Uh-huh. In fact, there was one at the manor yesterday. And there was one here just a second ago, wearing red. With 2 horns. Heard the doorbell ring, but when I opened the door, nobody was there. It was the Ding-Dong Demon. How else could you explain it? Well, when I was a kid, my friends used to play this prank called Ding-Dong Ditch. Well, that doesn't prove yokai aren't real. There's even one here at the manor. The demon Tenmataro. He's imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenmataro? The Forbidden Chamber? Okay. About that yokai you said was in prison here at the manor literally a second ago? You could have just been like, who's that? Uh-huh. He's a super evil demon named Tenmataro. Here, take a look at this scroll. Do we fight Tenmataro in Okami? Probably. Tenmataro's the dark demon you see here. He's super evil and super scary and super strong. He could beat up your dad. That's a yokai imprisoned in the Forbidden Chamber? Uh-huh. He's feared by the village guardian yokai, the Nine-Tailed Fox, who is also super cool and super strong. And locked away forever. So you're saying Tenmataro is still trapped inside the Forbidden Chamber? Uh-huh. But he's just biding his time until he can escape. Still, we should be perfectly safe. Because there's a really powerful sealing charm on the door keeping it shut tight. What a charming security system. You can keep the scroll if you want. The Ottoman gave me this, but just holding it gives me the chills, so... Thanks, Jinxie. Maybe I'll give this to Mr. Wright. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. So, I was wondering, are those things in your forehead also warning charms, Jinxie? Yes, they prevent evil things from getting inside me. Papa told me to wear them. Evil things? Apollo, don't you dare take those charms off her forehead. They have to stay there. Forever. Got it? What if she has to wash her hair? I wonder what would happen if I did take them off. Time for me to get back to work. Thanks for inviting us, Jinxie. You're welcome. Oh, and before I forget, there's going to be a surprise event today. Well, now it's not a surprise. Thanks, Jinxie. Even I don't know what to expect, but it's going to sure to be fun. Better not be a yokai parade. She'd probably drop dead from fright. A demon! Oh, wait. There's someone in a suit, right? Tinbataro! Tinbataro? Demon for the Forbidden Chamber? Please don't hurt me. Be gone, be gone, be gone. Yeah, better watch out, little girl, or I'll snatch you away. Chomp, 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 where's that die and go to heaven, Chomp? Now she put it on her own forehead this time. Sure gives up quick. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there, you mustn't stare at Tinbataro like that. Lower your eyes. You'll steal your soul if you're not careful. Huh? I sold my soul to the law. Steal my soul? Seriously? Your devilry stops here now, and Tinbataro. Now what? Look, Apollo, there's someone up on the roof. Nine-tailed fox? Is it a ninja? Ha 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 ha! That booming laugh, could it be? Where is this default villager? My nine golden tails are proof of my unassailable righteousness. Believe it! With my band of 100 minions, I vanquish evil from the land. I am the wrestler of righteousness. The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetales, is here! I sure am glad Naruto didn't end up like this. I'm just taking in the face mostly. Like, they didn't even bother, like, covering it, but I guess he needs to breathe. This just in, wrestlers are actually yokai in disguise. The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetales, is here! Fear not, little boys and girls, for I shall defeat Tinbataro. Ha 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 ha! Hooray, it's the amazing Ninetales! Up to your no-good tricks again, eh, Tinbataro? Well, not on my watch. Ah! Aha, you've been vaporized! There's nothing to fear now, my child. He's been photoshopped out of this portrait. I have banished Tinbataro to 5 feet to your left, and you and your people can now live in peace. Thank you, amazing Ninetales, sir. Now I must be off. Another match and another foe to vanquish. Oh, wait! But isn't the Ninetales also an evil spirit? What was that all about? That wrestler just chased off a yokai? Looked like he came out of the Alderman's Manor. That was the amazing Ninetales. He's a pro wrestler from right here in Ninetales Vale. But no one knows his true identity. He's just a prankster? Yeah, that makes sense. Guess I'm thinking more of Okami's version. Jinxie sure seems chipper all of a sudden. What was that all about him banishing Tinbataro? That was a yokai exorcism. It's an annual ritual where Tinbataro is released to remind us of his wickedness. In the end, the nine-tailed fox drives Tinbataro out and purifies our village. But the amazing Ninetales did the honors this year. So that was the big surprise, huh? The amazing Ninetales and Tinbataro, huh? Well, whatever floats her boat. Oh, would you look at the time? I better get back to work. Please excuse me. She's a strange girl, alright. I think she's sweet in her own special way. Knowing Trucy, she probably has lots of friends who are sweet in their own way. Wait, that includes me. Oh, man. Well, we still have some time to kill. Might as well see the rest of the Ninetales Vale while we're here. Fun never stops, does it? Alright, who will die? Well, we already know who's gonna die, but... QB Manor. Garden. Again. I think I bought nearly every yokai souvenir that was for sale. I know, because my wallet's running on empty. Hmm? What's all the commotion over there? Huh? Hey, isn't that your friend Jinxie? Hope everything's okay. It's terrible. Calm down, Jinxie. Tell us what happened. The demon Mataro. He killed Adam and Kyubi. What? What? Killed us and dead? Yeah, and Mataro did it. Mataro? You stay here while I go have a look. Please wait. Huh? It's a Timataro warding charm. It should protect you, but please, be careful. Ottoman's in the fox chamber at the top of the main staircase. Okay, got it. Looks just like the other one she slapped on my face, but whatever, it's fine. Manufacturer. Discord thing. I know the bird with feathers. Oh! What killed him? Oh, oh, he's nothing. He's still alive.
Are you all right? Who are you? Help! Someone call an ambulance!
I think the first thing you ask should not be, are you alright? But whatever. The police arrived soon after that, at which point I returned to the festival grounds. Apparently the main man impaled by the spear was already dead. There was one other person there, and he was immediately rushed to the hospital. Also, we did hear his cords of steel yelling throughout the entire manor. Thank goodness the other man's gonna be fine. Sounds like he'd only been conscious. Think Jeezy's gonna be okay? I'm sure she'll be back to her old self in no time. At least she's calm enough for the police to question her for now. And I'd sure love to know what crazy animal left those feathers in tracks. Oh look, here comes Jinxie. Hi, Trucy. Hi, Mr. Demon Lion. Hey, feeling any better? I was wondering if you're up to filling us in on what happened. Doc? About what happened? So the man with the spear in his chest was already dead? Uh-huh. It was Alderman Kyubi. When I found him, he was already... The victim was the village alderman. Didn't really know that was a title, but... The one who was found alive, who was he? Damien Tenma. He's the mayor of the neighboring city, Tenma Town. They arrested him. So he's the killer? Huh? Ah! Nuh-uh! Papa didn't kill anyone. Papa as in your father? That's right, Jinxie's dad is the mayor of Tenma Town. No way! Yes way, but he's innocent. This just got way more complicated. Apollo, why would you suspect him? He was unconscious when you came into the room. And he didn't have bird feet. The victim was the alderman of the Ninetales Vale, and Jinxie's father, the mayor of Tenma Town, was arrested for the crime. Sounds like we have some investigating to do. I know this is difficult, Jinxie, but you need to hang in there. I know. I'll try my best. Mind telling me a little more about the victim? Alderman. Victim was the village alderman. Am I saying that right? What can you tell me about him? His name was Rex Kyubi. Say his family has ties to the legendary Nine-Tails Fox, on account of his name. He was really kind, he always looked out for me. He was a former pro wrestler, and I even heard he knew the amazing Nine-Tails. A former pro wrestler, huh? Something to keep in mind. With your father being the mayor and all, I guess you're originally from Tenma Town, huh? Why'd you come to work here? It was to overcome your fears, right, Jinxie? Yeah, it won't come up. It won't come up that he was a former pro wrestler. Or that his, best friend and, neighboring partner or whatever was look just like Tenma. Uh-huh. Plus, Mama was from the Nine-Tails Vale, though she's no longer with us. She loved these flowers. I always wanted to live where Nine-Tails flowers grew. Wow, what a beautiful flower. And exactly 9 petals, too. Alright. It does have 9 petals. Just looking at them gives me courage, even when I'm scared of yokai. Jinxie, when you first told us what happened, you said the killer was a demon. Uh-huh. The warning charm on the Forbidden Chambers door. It's been removed. Forbidden Chambers door? That big door was barred shut? Well, no charm when I checked it out, so I guess it was removed by someone. We checked it out? That's how Timbataro escaped! But when I try to remember what happened, it all goes fuzzy. Jinxie, you should go get some rest. You've been through a lot today. The warning charm being removed and the black feathers and weird tracks. I can see how a superstitious person might think the demon was the killer. Apollo, maybe this is your chance. Chance for what? To do the right thing and defend Jinxie's dad in court. Who, me? Wouldn't a man like Mayor Tenma have access to more experienced lawyers? What do you mean more experienced lawyers? You've done so many crazy things. You can read people's minds, or whatever. You wanna know what the detective said? He doubted there was a lawyer who could get a not guilty verdict in this one. Why? He has literally no evidence against him. Sounds like they're expecting an open and shut case, despite having found him unconscious. Don't worry, Jinxie. If anyone can prove your dad's innocence, it's Polly. What? You'll accept the case, won't you, Polly? That wasn't a question, was it? Oh, it's all over, isn't it? A demon lawyer representing me. I'll be all alone for the rest of my life. Oh, right. Jinxie's already lost her mother. Alright. Jinxie, leave your father's defense to me. Attaboy, Polly. You gonna help Papa, Mr. Demon Lawyer? Yep, because that's what lawyers do. Plus, no toilet cleaning for a while. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure your father walks away a free man. Thank you, Mr. Demon Lawyer. I can tell you're one of the good ones. Red demons are usually so mean. Been a while, but I'll be fine. Ready or not, here comes justice. Guess I ought to go meet with my new client. Now, before I forget, better jot this down on my handy-dandy notepad. Hey, Paula, what's the notebook for? Oh, I just thought I should jot down some stuff about the case. And so I don't misplace them, putting my notes in the court record. Guess it's what you call a to-do list. Oh, sounds handy. Read my notes, I'll just open the court record with R. Then I can switch between the tabs using L and R. Oh, I almost forgot. So about Jinxie's father. No matter how scary he seems, promise me you'll resist the urge to run away. Wait, what? His angry glare could paralyze you with fear. And some claim he can even shoot lasers from his eyes. Well, maybe Papa isn't really that scary. A paralyzing stare, laser beams from his eyes? Sounds like some kind of monster. Thinks about time I see Jinxie off. I'll head back to the office after I'm done. Okay, thanks. I'll... move? Guess I'm not allowed to explore until I get permission. Yeah, we have Mr. Clean to clean the toilets now. He probably has a law firm he works at, right? Ah, visiting hours. Perfect timing. Hope he's not as scary as he sounds. Never mind. Who are you? Yikes. So you're Damien Tinma, right? I'm a apologist, attorney at law. I'm here to help. Huh? Yeah, let me out of here. Sorry, I get a little out sometimes. Oh, incredibly rude. Sorry, did I do something to offend you? Visitor when all others shun me like a common criminal. And here I am with nothing to offer. I am the epitome of rude. Wait, so he wasn't mad at me? Unworthy as I am, I, Damien Tinma, shall breach these walls, so that I may treat my benefactor to some tea, and maybe some cookies, too. No, wait, we can do tea and cookies after we prove your innocence. How about you start by telling me what happened? I see. So tea and cookies can wait, can't they? Phew, that was close. We don't need a jailbreak added to the list of charges. Seems like a good guy, but with a face like that, I can see why he's misunderstood. I mean, honestly, it's mostly the hat. Which I feel like he probably doesn't wear often. Here, Tenma, do you mind if I ask why you were arrested? Well, sorry, guess some things are better left unsaid. Bah! Excuse me? Think a public paragon such as I could be treated like this. This arrest should have never have happened. Agreed. Go on. I fear the ill effects will have on a youth. Now I have but one choice. Must leave here at once, if only to protect the moral fiber of youth. No, wait. You protect moral fiber of youth after you've been declared not guilty. I suppose you're right. Phew. Our youth just came this close to quite a scare. My fingerprints were on the spear that killed Alderman Kyubi. That's why I was arrested. Well, yeah, it was your spear. And the other guy was wearing gloves. Your prints were on the murder weapon. That's never good. Any idea how they got there? None. For I hardly remember a thing, you see. I was fast asleep at the time. Someone must have slipped me a sleeping pill or something. What's worse, somebody clobbered me on the head. Quite rude. Drug-induced slumber and a blow to the head. No wonder you hardly remember a thing. Oh. Huh? That's some kind of strange laugh. Well, I think we can safely assume your prints were planted while you were unconscious. What do the police have on you as far as motive is concerned? Truth be told, there's been a bit of a trouble between the Alderman and I as of late. Oh? Was it personal in nature? Nothing like that. It's a long story. But suffice to say, I've been pushing to merge Ninetails Vale with Tinma Town. Surrender Ninetails Vale to Tinma Town now. Yikes. That's what I told him. I'd like to tell you to stop shouting like that, but I'm too scared. What's the motive the police have established for the Alderman's murder? That is, I can't read. Indeed it is, after Alderman Kyubi was dead set against the municipal merger. That's why they think you killed him. He was in your way. Ah, curses. Mayor Tinma, you okay? Sorry, choking and dying. I'm back. Jinxie, forgive me. I never meant to worry you like this. It'll work out fine. Just leave it to me. If only it really were that easy. I don't even know where to start. Thank you for meeting with me, Mayor Tinma. Please wait. My daughter, Jinxie. Yeah? She already lost her mother. And now with me being held here, I fear she'll be terribly lonely. I hesitate to ask, but I beg you, be a friend to her in her time of need. Leave it to me. Trucy and I will look out for your daughter. I shall rest a little easier then. Who's Trucy? No, remind me of some of the new friends Jinxie has been talking about. New friends? Yes, seems she's made some new friends since she started working in Ninetails Vale. They're quite the unusual bunch, too. There's a lady with an exceptionally long neck, and a young lad with an incredibly long tongue, and many other interesting characters. Friends? Sounds like a bunch of monsters to me. Now, if you would excuse me, it appears my time is up. So says the mannequin in the background. Phew, why am I so tired? Must have been more tense than I thought. Still, I'm glad he didn't turn out to be as scary as he looks. I feel like I should recognize this ringtone. A call? Oh, it's Mr. Wright. Justice here. Apollo, is that you? Is that how you introduce yourself? Wait, what do you mean is that you? You called his cell phone. Like I would hope it was him if you called his cell phone. Hi, Mr. Wright, what can I do for you? Trucy told me you're taking on a new case. Oh, that. It's kind of spur of the moment. He's actually calling me about a case? That's fine. I have a favor to ask. Sure, what is it? I'm at the airport right now. There was someone I had to meet. New addition to the agency, actually. Name's Athena Sykes. She just passed the bar. That's right. Remember hearing about her and coming to join us. Guess that was today. Took off as soon as I told her you needed help with a case. It's like there was no stopping her. Wait. What? Where is she now? Probably somewhere in Ninetails Vale by now. Or she got lost because she didn't ask for directions. That's where the favor I mentioned comes in. Need you to go find her. I've never even met her before. What does she look like? She'll be the girl in a yellow suit supporting an attorney's badge. Sporting an attorney's badge. Alright, I'll find her. New addition to the agency. Well, I better get back to Ninetails Vale quick. Move. I should recognize it, but I probably, don't. Ninetails Vale. Yokai Lane. I already told you I'm a lawyer assigned to the case. And he studied crime scene, so if you would please tell me where the QB Manor is. You can't fool me, you're just some delinquent high school student playing hooky. You stupid, pig-headed... This is attorney's badge, isn't just for show, you know. Looks like I just found Miss Athena Sykes, and you have to look. Why don't you believe me? Don't expect me to defend you in court if you ever get arrested. Well, I'm the one who usually does the arresting, so... Although, I guess I could arrest myself. Huh. Say, shouldn't you be getting back to school? I already told you I'm a lawyer, not a student. That's it, enough of your lies. You're coming with me. Get your hands off me. Do we have... Oh. Well. Why were you standing in the line of fire, Apollo? I think you can watch out for the bystanders next time. Whoops. Also, now he has a reason to arrest you. Are you okay? I think so, but the police officer's out cold. I'm so sorry. I do that when people suddenly grab me. It's like a reflex or something. Reflex? Sounds more like a felony. You're Athena Sykes, I take it? That would be me, and you are? I'm Apollo Justice. I work at the Right Anything Agency. The Right Anything Agency? What a fishy-sounding name. A long story, but it is a law office, among other things. Didn't Mr. Wright explain it to you? Oh, right, that right. So then you must be... Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. I could say the same thing to you, but I literally wasn't. Well, here I am. Now how about telling me a little bit about yourself? Mr. Wright didn't really tell me much, as always. Ah, of course. Feel free to ask away. Feels weird to go back in time. Like, shouldn't we have done this first and then done the other one? Also, thank you, Reborn, for the reminder. Athena, I hear you just passed the bar. That's right, here's my shiny new badge to prove it. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, you must be a bit younger than me. A bit more than you might think, in fact. I'm only 18! 18? How in the world did you become a lawyer at that age? I'm sure it is. I mean, we had the same thing where we saw Phoenix in the past with his stupid knitted sweater. You know, before he actually met Mia. I skipped a few grades when I was an exchange student in Europe. And I got my license to practice law while I was over there. What country are we in right now? Don't worry about it. All I can say is wow. Must be a genius or something. I also studied analytical psychology. Thought it might help me be a better lawyer. Psychology helps her be a better lawyer? How exactly does that work? What? Canada. No. And Tokyo probably fits. But we go all around the place. But hello, random. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, Apollo, you kind of do psychology stuff. You, like, look for their little tics and whatnot. It tells when they're lying. I'm hungry. That's my input. I haven't had anything important to eat. I can't go eat, there's nothing to eat. So tell us about our client. What are they like? Oh, right, you haven't met him yet. Well... And that about sums it up. He's more worried about his daughter than himself. What a wonderful father. Wait, are you crying? I'm not crying, there was something in my eye. They're called tears. Moving right along. Let's get down to business. Helping our clients priority number 1. The thing you mentioned studying psychology. That's right. I've always wanted to bring the analytical psychology into the courtroom. The power of psychology will bring a breath of fresh air to the legal system. Oh, really? So how do you plan on using it to defend our client? For example, I can try to listen to the witness's inner voice. And then analyze their psychological state with the help of my trusty partner, Widget. Widget? This device around my neck here. Say hi, Widget. Hi, Widget. I don't like that he's blue in the picture, but green on her around her neck. It talks? Well, you need a volume knob. Anyway, the little guy will sometimes say what I'm feeling. Awkward. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Now that, I seriously doubt. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something you might be interested in. I got it on my way here. Think it might have something to do with our case. Special edition covering our case? That was quick. It's the whole point of special editions, isn't it? To be the first to get the scoop? Rapido! Let's see what it says here. What's the deal with the Spanish? Timataro, wheel or flight of fancy? Airborne figure resembling Timataro was captured on camera around 3:40 p.m. near the Ninetales Vale. Timataro was seen. What? He was seen flying through the sky. Yeah, somebody happened to snap a photo near the Ninetales Vale. Article goes on to say it might be connected to our case. Apparently, that photo was shot right after the murder occurred. Oh, there were black feathers and strange tracks at the crime scene. Not surprised the locals think a yokai was involved. Wait a second. Yokai isn't one of those Japanese monsters? I mean, God. You don't think it was actually supernatural murder, do you? No, of course not. Now German? Why not plain old English? Or in another game, plain old Japanese. And Dale Apollo, let's get cracking on that crime scene already. Here we go. How can we go inside? Okay, what's next on the list? Investigating the crime scene. What else? Well, what are we waiting for? That's when there's a rotten egg. Don't have to run all the way there. Okay, how about speed walking? Why does it have to be a competition at all? Well. And it comes full circle once again, huh? Oh, I could go further. I didn't realize. Look at that smile. Do you hear that? Sounds like a TV or something. Oh, look. There's a TV in that little room in the corner. In other news, the mysterious masked wrestler, the amazing Ninetales, has been confirmed missing according to sources close to the wrestler. Appears he disappeared sometime after the special event held in the Ninetales Vale today. He failed to appear at the match today, where he was scheduled to defend his title. Local villagers say his disappearance may be connected with the Timataro's recent escape. The rest has gone missing. Hey, you two, you don't belong here. Don't worry, there's nothing suspicious. What about them horns of yours? They look mighty suspicious if you ask me. Horns? That's my hair. And he's been missing since that occurrence. Ever since there was a murder. Suspicious. Anyways, we're lawyers and we're here to... Ah! You're them lawyers come to defend Mayor Tenma, ain't ya? Should have reckoned what with the expensive looking bracelet you got there. Name's Phineas Filch. I'm the caretaker here. Pleased to meet ya. Same here. Wow, talk about a quick change of heart. Yeah, so tell me, demon lawyer. Bet you use them demonic horns of yours to scare bejeebus out of witnesses, huh? Come here, you little horn demon, you. You just stab me? These horns, I mean my hair isn't meant to be threatening anyone. Ah, they ain't? Seems a mighty big race to perfectly good horns if you ask me. And again, ain't none of my business, so... That was fast. Guess he's done with me, even though he just stole my bracelet. Ah, best get back to work. Hold it! Halt! Stop right there! Huh? Me? Apollo, your bracelet's gone. Ah! Don't you worry, Mr. Lawyer, sir. I'll check the lost and found later. Somehow I don't think that'll be necessary. Just check your wrist right now. Ah! The cat's out of the bag. Barely in the bag in the first place. That was a pretty pathetic attempt. It's also pathetic that Apollo fell for it. Yeah, sorry, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't control myself. Please forgive me. I'm begging you. Yeesh, I almost feel sorry for him now. Feel sorry for his neck turning that way. What should we do about him, Apollo? Well, I got my bracelet back and he seems sorry enough, so... I knew you understand, Mr. Lawyer, sir. You obviously got a big heart. Making a lot of cash in your wallet, I hope. You leave my wallet out of this. It's also empty. Oh ho! Hey, didn't you just finish apologizing for stealing for us? Run away, head for the hills. Get back here, you! Talk about a quick escape. Look like you dropped a few things. Like a pair of diagrams, one of the crime scene. Because here's the foyer. Well, how convenient. He left his shoes behind, too. This guy is the living definition of a bumbling thief. Let's hang on to his shoes. We can give him back next time we see him. Or he'll just walk back for them. I'm sure he'll notice when he steps on a rock. As for the diagrams, I say we keep them. Yeah, they look like something the police might draw. Wonder where the caretaker got them. Oh. Have to individually put them in one by... Wait, why don't we put his shoes in there? Box chamber should be at the top of the stairs. Huh. A little messy. Wait, when he walked into the room, wasn't the guy on the left side? That means he came from that... No, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of the other one. Where'd all these black feathers and weird tracks come from? Popular opinion seems that they're from Tenma. You mean the great evil has returned? Even if he did, I'd be laughed out of the courthouse trying to indict him. Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? This is a crime scene. New guy. And who are you? You with the police? No, yes, first, who are you and what are you doing here? On second thought, I place you under arrest for disturbing a crime scene. That's illegal, sir. Ah, under arrest? But... Save it for the boys back at HQ. Now come quietly or else. I don't want to be late for lunch. Please wait, we're Mayor Tenma's lawyers. Oh, well, why didn't you say so? So you're the lawyers I heard about. I almost took you two in. You two sure were suspicious, though. I don't know how many more times I can take being called suspicious in one day. You're working for Mr. Wright, you better get used to it. Sorry, we didn't catch your name. My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright. The heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. Champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need and arrests people without really much cause or effect. My catchphrase, in justice we trust. Oh boy, this guy's a story and a half. Apollo, your last name is Justice. So, what can I do for you? So it'd be okay if we had a look around? Certainly not. No unauthorized personnel allowed. Couldn't you make an exception? We're authorized. Cease and desist at once, or you'll have to deal with my little friend here. He's reaching for his pencil? In justice we trust. Phew, dispatch. Maybe Mayor's Tenma's attorneys, but you still need authorization to cross police line. We do? This is news to me. Usually we just kind of did that on our own. Apollo, let's see if we can change his mind. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. He's as dense as heroes come. You're wasting your time and mine. Nobody's crossing this line without authorization. I'm a wall of justice keeping injustice. That would be you at bay. I knew it. Look, there's just us and you here, right? Justice and me, you say? That's right. I mean, I'm always with justice. You try to say that justice and I aren't enough to keep you out? What? No, silly. We're saying that you're an inspiration to our quest for justice. No, it can't be! You have him on the ropes now, Athena. If he were on the side of justice, would you let us through? But guarding the crime scene is part of justice, too! Sure. But only a bad guy would stand in the way of justice, right? Ugh! Whose justice is the most just here? Well, we can't have a fair and just trial without thorough investigation, so... Oh... Yeah, well, after you got Edgeworth off, you kinda let him do whatever, cause he needed to. You were pals, you know? Oh, Lady Justice, what would you have me do? I think we really got to him. Yeah, he seems pretty neurotic as far as champions of justice go. Our pleas for justice must have had a huge impact. It's tying him up in knots. It is a shame that Apollo has not mentioned his name yet, but I'm sure his name is different in the original, so... Now start looking around. After all about authorized personnel only, this is surprisingly easy. Should I stop them or let them through? Whose justice is more just? Well, let's get to work. We're supposed to be finding clues related to the crime, right? Right. A search for the crime scene should turn up some evidence we can use in the trial. Let's try viewing the crime scene from a different angles. Never know what's hiding just around the corner, right? Or behind a chair. Wait, but how do we go about changing our perspective? Could we use our feet? Touch the arrows on the bottom screen and press left or right on the bed. Particular spot you want to examine, just give it a tap. Okay, let's leave no stone unturned. I don't know how to say that. Let's get started. Alright, well, first... this is where Alderman Cuby's body was found. Apparently the murder weapon, a spear, had Mayor Tenma's prints on it. And there's the spear. Odoroki. And that translates to... or I guess it'd be Hosuke first. Or Housuke? I don't know what the things above letters mean. I never bothered. You know, basically going back to other languages are awful. That's not good. Never fear, Detective Fulbright is here! Yikes. Of course I can't offer you any information on my investigation, so... in the name of justice, I must say goodbye! What was that all about? Okay. Didn't expect him to just randomly leave. Shouldn't he be watching us to make sure we don't mess with the crime scene? Whatever. To law boy. It fits, I guess. These weird tracks must have been made when someone stepped in Alderman's blood. Maybe the killer inadvertently made them when they were fleeing? You know, bird tracks? They're pretty big tracks, almost bird-like. The feathers also point to a bird. Must be one big bird! And not one of the friendly yellow type either. Wow, I was gonna make that joke. If Big Bird was convicted for a crime, that'd be the talk of Muppet Town. Maybe it's some kind of mutant bird creature, or the only other bird we know. So your theory is a giant mutant bird murdered Alderman Kyuubi with a spear. It's more plausible than saying a monster or yokai did it. I mean, a yokai is basically just a giant mutant bird. Sorry to burst your bubbles, but a giant spear-wielding bird is, by definition, a monster. This is a pricey-looking chair. Apparently the mayor was found drugged and unconscious in it, and for some reason they suspect him. Yeah, and when he came to, he was arrested for murder. Talk about your rude awakenings. So he's the prime suspect in a crime he knows nothing about? That stinks. Oh, poor Mr. Tenma. He must be feeling so scared and confused. Apollo, it's up to us to save him. Like she's on her own emotional roller coaster. It's a folding screen. Wonder what they were using it for. Folding? Read the Japanese used to use these in drafty rooms, but now they're just for show. You mean like my attorney's badge? Don't tell Mr. Wright that. He'll cry with you. Or Athena. That cop treating her like a child must have really bothered her. Whoops. Don't know why it took me out of the examine thing. Something wedged under this chair. Let's see if we can lift it up and... Freeze! Yikes! He's back. No disturbing the crime scene evidence, even if you are the mayor's lawyers. Does have a point there. Hey, Detective Fulbright. Did you hear about the attack over on Yokai Lane? Here an elderly woman was assaulted by a strange yokai shaped like a roll of cloth. And you waited until now to tell me? I better get over there at once. In justice we trust. That was surprisingly easy. Okay, Apollo, now's our chance to look around for some more. The more I get to know her, the scarier she gets. Hope she never finds my weakness. I mean, really, the police should have examined this themselves. Whatever this is, it's stuck on tight. Looks like a large blood-stained cloth. The blood's probably Alderman's, but it's pretty far from his body. Wonder how it got here. Why does this seem important? It's so important we won't put it in the court record. The Forbidden Chamber. Say the demon Timitaro was imprisoned there before his escape. Think you can get this door open? Yeah, it's worth a try. No good. It's shut tight. I don't even see a keyhole. Seems pretty hopeless. In justice we trust. Did I just hear the voice of someone in need? Allow me to fill you in. This door simply will not open. We've tried and tried, but it won't budge. It's an essential part of culture found in this matter, so we can't blow it up either. An unopenable door. Right. According to Miss Jinxie Tenma, it was shut tight when she came across the crime scene. Thanks for the tip, Detective Fulbright. We didn't expect you to be so helpful. Oh! Forget I just said that! I was both complimented and insulted at the same time. The Forbidden Chamber was shut tight at the time of the murder. Sounds like something I'd better keep in mind. But I won't put it in the court record. Alright then. What do we have here? Looks like a statue of the nine-tailed fox and Timitaro battling it out. Careful, Apollo, it's got blood on it. Really? Hey, you're right. Wonder if it's the Alderman's blood. How can you remain so calm after seeing all this blood? A lot of experience. Well, this is the first I've seen something like this, so... You're no fun at all. At least act surprised or grossed out or something for my first case. I'm already a lawyer, you want me to be an actor too? And so we add this to the court record, but not the other things. Alright, let's look at the statues. Look, a cat with 2 tails. No such thing. No such thing as a 2-tailed cat. Oh, and this lady has a really long neck. Haha, how funny is that? No way a creature like that could ever exist. She'd have a tough time swallowing. Well, that's true. Apollo, I bet you were one of those kids who didn't believe in Santa Claus. What's that got to do with anything? Santa Claus? What's that? It could. Hey, this window opens. And outside, we have ourselves a steep cliff. Window opens in about 6 inches, not wide enough for anyone to get in or out. Look, Apollo! Something caught in the window frame. Looks like gold fur. What a pretty collar. Must be some kind of animal. Wonder what that's doing here. Did Alderman Kyubi have a pet fox? A pet fox, huh? Guess that about wraps it up. Now if only we get that detective to tell us what he knows. Hey Apollo, do you hear something? Hmm? I don't hear anything. Oh right, your hearing must not be as sensitive as mine. I have super cool hearing. What are you talking about? A whooshing sound, like wind rushing through a narrow stream. And the echo of someone's voice. In justice we trust! Aha! Someone's got a sharp set of ears! That was the sound of my righteous voice reverberating through the air duct. I heard it through the air ducts? You could fit there? Yeah, check it out! But why would she hear you through there? Well, why don't we go to the diagram? That I apparently know you have. As you can see, the vent is connected to an air duct that leads out into the hallway. The wind must have rushed through there, and carried my monologue with it straight to your ears. What a unique monologue it was. I was just thinking, maybe the killer made the escape through the air duct or something. Haha, cute theory, but I don't think so. The air duct of the hallway is low enough to climb into, that much is true. But as you can see, the vent in the ceiling is very high. 9 feet high, in fact. I highly doubt there's any way to get up there without a ladder or something. Like, I don't know, a chair. And I don't see anything of the sort in this room, do you? I guess you're right. Speaking of things in this room... Yeah? Can you tell us what you guys turned up, Detective Fulbright? Not on my watch, buddy, and I don't wear one. In the name of justice, I cannot reveal facts pertaining to the prosecution's case. Ah, come on, throw us a bone here. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright. I recall you saying earlier that you would come running whenever we were in need. I suppose I did say that. Helping those in need is what justice is all about, but keeping information out of enemy hands is also a form of justice. Which justice is the most just? Why is this always so hard? How about this? Let's do a little give and take. I mean, serving the public is part of justice too, right? You know, like the police motto. To serve and protect. I doubt leaking information to the defense team falls under that motto. It should. 90% of the time, we are in fact innocent. Oh yes, of course. I must serve well and as well protect. Alright, I'll share some information. In the name of justice. We did it, Apollo. Yeah, we did it alright, but I'm not sure that was entirely ethical. Well, also the camera's still turned, which is... Can I fix that? Never, let's take another look around. There we go. I'm glad that everything moves with us. Was it Miss Jinxie Tenma who first discovered the crime scene? Well, that's right. And this photo shows what she saw when she opened the door. And we still suspected this guy of murder. Miss Tenma had a key, allowing her immediate access. A key? So then the Fox chamber was locked? Yes, and Miss Tenma had the only key to this door. Really? So Alderman QB didn't have a key to the Fox chamber? Actually, he had a master key for most of the doors in the manor, but it disappeared after his murder. Meaning someone could easily have used it, locked the door behind them, and then walked out. Disappeared? Do you think the killer took it? It could very well be connected to the murder. We're looking into the possibility now. It'll come up during the trial. But it's the timing of Miss Tenma's discovery that I think is most important. Of course, I'm not going to share that information with you. Haha! Think you're some kind of champion of justice, but you're just plain old mean. I won't fall for that, you shameless rascal. I only help the good little boys and girls. Shameless rascal? Who even says that? I wouldn't call you a good little girl either. Rude. Everyone's quite brutal to each other in this game. Those feathers and tracks look like something a yokai might leave behind. You don't actually think the murderer was some sort of monster, do you? What's the name of that creature in the Forbidden Chamber? Tenma... something? Because from the black feathers and big tracks, it looks like the creature did it. Our prime suspect would no doubt love to pin the blame on some imaginary creature. Can Tenma whatchamacallit even be made a victim of slander? I doubt the mayor would do something as childish as blaming a boogeyman. Most likely scenario so far is that Tenma guy left the feathers and tracks behind to make it look like Yokai Tenma was the killer? Wait, what? Now I'm as confused as you. Anyway, I doubt Mayor Tenma would plant evidence like that. Especially since it would still point to him. His name is literally Tenma. Tenma Taro blames Tenma for the murder. Police confused. Is this a self-confession? Yeah, no relation. You know, Mr. Kyubi also has nothing to do with the nine-tailed fox either. So, Mayor Tenma's your only suspect? Well, that's right. Even his name, Damien Tenma, makes him sound like a villain. And he's really scary looking, too. Wait, you telling me that's why he was arrested? Don't be ridiculous. Yes, totally right. He was the only one without an alibi. Oh, is that so? Yep. Other than the victim, the suspect, and Miss Tenma, the only others around were Mr. Filch and Mayor Tenma's aide, and the two of them were together at the time. Of course, there was also a whole mob of people right outside this manor that could have snuck in at any time, but that's ridiculous. Filch, the guy who tried to steal my bracelet, just living up to his name, I guess. You should go talk to him again when we have a chance. What about Jinxie? She's not being suspected at all? She may have no alibi whatsoever, but she also has no motive. Unfathomable that she would murder the alderman and pin the crime on her father. Besides, do you really think a little girl could lift up this huge spear? It's just the steel samurai all over again. True enough, that spear looks even bigger than her. That's about all I can reveal this time. Well, you must admit, Damien Tenma appears to be the most likely suspect. I mean, it looks bad, but I'm still not buying it. Oh, and one more thing I must warn you about the prosecutor. The prosecutor assigned to Mayor Tenma's trial? That's the one. He's, how should I put it? Not what you'd expect. That is unless you faced a convicted killer serving a hard time as a prosecutor before. I faced an unconvicted killer serving an annoying time as a prosecutor. What the? Is this some kind of joke? Can I ask why a man in prison for murder is serving as a prosecutor? Because he's mastered the use of psychology in courtroom battles. Everyone's talking about how this murder was the work of some strange creature. But yokai are nothing more than a figment of imagination. They're baloney. They're balagna. Who better to prove this than a master of psychology? He's the best man for the job. But he's convicted of murder. No matter how you look at it, that's just insane. Well, the chief prosecutor personally assigned him, so... none of us are in a position to question the matter. This really is the dark age of the law. Isn't that Edgeworth, though? Dang it, Edgeworth. This prosecutor, he wouldn't have to go by the name Blackquill, would he? Bingo! Simon Blackwell. So you have heard of him. You could say that. What's that supposed to mean? Well, I bet you don't know as an unofficial title. Never heard of the Twisted Samurai? That's Prosecutor Blackwell. Yeah, now I'm convinced it is Edworth, since he's called a samurai. Stinking nerd. The Twisted Samurai, is that because he's a criminal? Well, yes and no. You could say it also has to do with the effect of his crime had on things. How so? His conviction was what twisted and warped the legal world to the dark age of the law. What are you talking about? It's the same as it always is. What? And he of all people is gonna stand in court tomorrow? Haha, never fear, I myself will be there to protect you. That's reassuring, I guess. Well, you kids knock yourselves out. Can't wait to see how you do tomorrow. Wait, Detective Fulbright. I mean to ask you something. Why are you barefoot? This doesn't look like the sort of place where you need to take your shoes off. Ah! I hadn't even noticed! Why am I barefoot? I honestly hadn't noticed until just now. Wait a second. Those shoes we found earlier. Excuse me, Detective Fulbright. These wouldn't have to be your shoes, would they? Yes, yes they are! My favorite pair, in fact. Thank you for bringing them to me. You must truly be on the side of justice. Don't tell me Mr. Filch actually stole those from a detective. How? Stealing shoes right off someone's feet. That's pretty amazing. I find it more amazing that Detective Fulbright didn't notice. What are you talking? You didn't notice he stole your bracelet. It looks like we gotten all we can out of the detective, so let's see. Maybe we should go have a word with Mr. Filch. I want to hear what his alibi is. Why are there still 2 pairs of shoes there? Yeah, just awful. Terrible, I say. Somebody else. Oh, look, it's Mr. What was it again? Finch? Yeah, that case from years ago. The one that changed the world into being exactly how it is now. Or that case where I lost my arm. Probably. Of course, now he has his badge back, which... Yeah. No, the name's Filch! Phineas Filch! Keep on pilfering, you may wind up a jailbird instead. What seems to be the problem, Mr. Filch? Just terrible, I tell you, come quick! Okay? What's the deal with him all of a sudden? Looks like some kind of mask. It's the Amazing Ninetales mask! Amazing Ninetales? Oh right, the wrestler appeared during the festival's special event. What's his mask doing out here? He'd never take off his mask like this! Someone must have killed him! Yeah, we know. I would more so blame Von Karma. Well, Senior Von Karma. Francisca was okay. She was quick to whip, but she wasn't really evil. He was quick to whip and quip. Who would do such a thing? Let's go talk over there in private. Look. Some white hair caught up inside this mask. Amazing Ninetales mask added to the court record. Can't believe we're gonna have to prove this in court that he was the Ninetales wrestler. Yeah, I gotta dig through my pockets. I don't got anything. I got breadcrumbs. I got infinite breadcrumbs. You hungry for breadcrumbs? So, what makes you believe the Amazing Ninetales has been murdered? Yeah, you really want to know, eh? You're a studious one, ain't you? Yes, I mean, no, just tell me. Yeah, it's like this. I dream of becoming a wrestler myself. Hey, how about you join me in the quest for the champion's belt? What a team, me in my bandit's mask and you in the demon mask of yours. Bandit's mask. Wonder if I can make it big. Apollo, let's save your pro wrestling debut for after the trial. Huh? Oh, no. I wasn't actually... Why'd I let him pull me off topic like that? Come on, Apollo, ask him about the amazing Ninetales murder already. And the squeaky chair. I can't explore here, but I've noticed that there's a security camera right there. The amazing Ninetales, our village savior, don't you forget it. His trademark's got a gold cape made it look like the 9 foxtails. He whirls through the ring, smacking down Timbertown wrestlers left and right. He sparked the monster craze, revitalizing Ninetales Vale in a blink of an eye. Yep, saved our village from becoming a ghost town. Now it's a yokai town. Huh. The amazing Ninetales really does sound... amazing. Yeah, pretty amazing, huh? That's why he's worshipped like a hero around here. He has no hair. I'm proud to be from the same village as him. Come think of it, you look kind of monster-like yourself, Mr. Filch. Guess it makes sense since you're from the same village as the amazing Ninetales. I know a lot of people have told me I look like a yokai. When was that a compliment? Ouch, what's the big idea? Check your pocket. Hey, how'd you do that? Keep it, I got lots more. You keep saying the amazing Ninetales was killed, what's the story behind that? Oop. Saying he was murdered because his mask washed up along the river outside? That's only part of it. Main reason is no one's seen him since the special event. Word around the Ninetales Bells, he was killed by Timbataro. You villagers are really superstitious, aren't you? Ah, we are. We love conspiracy theories too, like the mayor's diabolical plot. The mayor? Of Timbertown? What's he plotting? Rumor has it he's planning on releasing Timbataro. That's why he wants the merger. He'll open the Forbidden Chamber once he's in control, even though he's found in the room with it, and no one can open the door anyways. White a tail? I ain't finished yet. There's only one person who can stop the mayor. Our hero, the amazing Ninetales. He vowed to battle the mayor of Timbertown and stop the minuscule murder. I don't know how to read words. I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. Apollo, we still have to ask him about the Alderman's murder, remember? Now the Alderman? Yeah, he's the Ninetales, you know that? Mr. Filch, would you mind telling us what you were doing at the time of the murder? I was in the caretaker's office, guarding the entrance like Mr. Kyubi said I should. Made double sure no one came in. I have a clear view of the foyer from where I work. Oh, you're talking about this small room in the upper right. Now, I guess the camera's already there. Definitely looks like you can keep track of the comings and goings from there. You have an alibi to back your statement up, Mr. Filch? Yeah, I do indeed. I was with Mayor Timber's aide. Florent de LaBelle. Florent LaBelle? I feel like I'm saying it wrong. The pun's not reaching me. His name? The two of you were together. That's a pretty sound alibi, alright. Nobody came in or out of the manor around the time of the murder? Yeah, I kept watching the whole time. Didn't see a soul pass by except for the person I just mentioned. If anyone did, a security camera would have spotted him. No one came in or out of the time of the murder. Means we're dealing with someone who was already inside when it happened. Such as the only person that hasn't been revealed. Think this mask is the real deal? Without a doubt. Here's the mask worn by the amazing Ninetales. What about that white hair I found inside the mask? Wait, I just thought of something. Remember the golden animal fur we found at the crime scene? Could it have come from this mask? Look, there's even a spot where some fur is missing. Huh. This place is the mask of the crime scene at some point. At the crime scene at some point in time. Which means... What does this mean? Please. It's painful. Someone with white hair who's linked with the murder and is against the merger, who used to be a pro wrestler, who's also named Kyubi. No way! Could the amazing Ninetales and the Alderman actually be brothers? Nothing wrong, Apollo? Should have seen the look on your face. Oh, no, it's nothing. Maybe Jinxie could tell us something, since she works here. It's you! No, don't lie. The Ninetales is just your puppet. Anything interesting to show him? Do you know anything about this statue? You probably would have stolen it, right? I'm gonna ask you about this. Oh, that! Right. That doesn't ring a bell. It's ringing alright. You wanna thank me for all my hard work, and I humbly accept. Now, this isn't a gift. I know this is a dead end. I mean, we don't even have that. It's just a picture of that thing. I assume. And I guess Jinxie would be somewhere. Hi, Trucy. You haven't met Athena yet, but don't worry about it. Yokai Lane. Oh look, there's Jinxie. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream. Sounds like she's out grocery shopping. Must really like dairy products. A charm to make better milkshake and another to cure my lactose intolerance. Maybe she should stick to soy milk. Hey, Jinxie, it's me. It's the demon lawyer. Not another morning charm. Paolo, who's she? Alright, it's the first time meeting each other. Well, yeah, she hasn't met anyone. This is Jinxie, Mayor Cinema's daughter. She was the first to discover the crime scene. Oh, so she's the one who... hello, my name's Athena Sykes. I'll be helping Apollo defend your father at this trial. I'm also definitely a demon, with my evil robot necklace. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you too. Where's Trucy? He went back to the office ahead of us. Don't worry, Athena and I are on the case. Wait, how do I know you didn't... that you didn't gobble her up alive? Relax, I didn't eat her up. I wouldn't do such a thing in the first place. Oh, poor little Trucy. About ready for some tears of frustration myself. He's quite an interesting character, huh, Paula? And sit down. Jinxie, do you remember any more about what happened? Not much. At least not yet. But do you think Timataro was the... You do think Timataro was the killer, right? That yokai we saw at the festival? I don't know anything about that. Huh? But you said Timataro murdered the alderman. It's okay, Jinxie. You can tell... what was that for? People see things when they don't get enough sleep. There's no such thing as monsters. Huh? Gotten into her. If there are no monsters, you admit I'm human? No, you're still a demon. Dang. I give up. Seems like Jinxie doesn't want to talk about Timataro for some reason. That's precisely what we needed to know more about. She definitely thought there was a yokai in the fox chamber. Jinxie, about this charm. That's... Gave me this when I was heading off the scene of the crime. Thought Timataro was the murderer. That's why you gave this to me, right? Wow, we didn't even have to present this? That's true, but... Anything else you can tell us, it would really help. It'll help your father, too. Alright then. Timataro did it? Why do you think Timataro is the killer? I saw him. Saw it with my own eyes. Timataro was right there in the manor. He escaped his prison and ran right by me. What? Ow. Jinxie, tell us everything you saw. I called the police after I stumbled in on the scene. I was just about to head back for the festival grounds when... I saw Timataro, right around here.
He was running right at me. I was paralyzed with fear. But there was no one around to help me. The foul beast raced right by me towards the foyer.
Towards the foyer?
Mr. Filch and Mr. LaBelle were supposedly in the foyer at the time. That means they would have seen Timataro too.
Sound like we better get their statements. Considering Jinxie's mental state, her eyes could have been playing tricks on her.
Paula? Remember this picture in the paper? Someone caught Timataro flying through the air. I wonder if it's the same Timataro that Jinxie says she saw.
Don't be ridiculous.
Timataro is the killer. And he can fly, too, being a bird.
Easy words of the Alderman's manner, so maybe she can shed some light on this. Sorry, dying. No one knows the amazing Ninetales' true identity?
Uh-huh. Say no one's ever seen him without his mask.
Doesn't that make you want to know even more?
Uh-huh. That's why matches where wrestlers try to expose their opponent are so popular.
Wait, you mean expose as in strip them naked?
You even think like a demon. The only thing the winner removes is the loser's mask. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. So you see, these unmasking matches are life and death battles for the wrestlers.
Means this mask didn't just happen to wash up along the riverbank. Gotta be a story behind it.
No one can stop the amazing Ninetales.
Bet she'd be shocked to find out he's really the Alderman. And we're not gonna reveal that? About the yokai you saw at the scene of the crime, anything else stand out?
Actually, I heard the strange jangly sound. A jangly sound? Could you be a little more specific? My memory's kind of fuzzy, but I vaguely recall seeing Timataro holding a staff or something like that. Maybe that's what was making the strange sound.
Timataro usually carry a staff?
Good question. I've never heard anything about that, and it's not shown in the scroll. How about the other documents? Any of them show Timataro with a staff? This is the only known document depicting Timataro. After all, those who needlessly depict the demon are forever cursed.
Yeah, just ignore the giant spider.
And what's the deal with Timataro you saw, Jinxie?
Why didn't you tell me you saw Timataro earlier?
Actually, Mr. LaBelle told me not to tell.
Mr. LaBelle?
Papa's aide.
Oh, right. The other guy who was supposedly in the foyer at the time of the crime.
What exactly did he tell you? Keep the village superstitions in mind before you go talking about seeing a Timataro at the time of the crime.
Village superstitions?
They say you must not gaze upon Timataro. But in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Timataro will claim your soul.
That's something everyone here knows? Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me.
Uh-huh. Everyone from babies of the village to the elders know about it. But I didn't because I'm not from around here.
Hey, come to think of it. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces?
Hey, you there! You mustn't stare at Timataro like that. Lower your eyes. He'll steal your soul if you're not careful.
Huh? Steal my soul? Seriously? Guy at the special event said it's almost the exact same thing.
Paula, do you think this LaBelle guy actually believes in Timataro?
I seriously doubt it. He's not even from the Ninetales Vale.
Then why would he try to keep Jinxie from talking?
Good question. I think we better go have a word with him.
Time to unmask the monster of a mystery. Last time I saw Mr. LaBelle he was relaxing in the foyer. Next stop, Manor Foyer. With any luck, he'll be there waiting for us.
Yeah, what a normal thing to bring up and not suspicious at all. Whatever, it's fine.
There's no one here. Guess our luck isn't so good when it comes to Mr. LaBelle. Maybe he's out for a walk or something. You know, while his mayor is being indicted of murder. Someone left something on the sill of the caretaker's office window. Oh, it's a TV program guide. Looks like someone circled a pro wrestling match. Town Pro Wrestling Howlin' Wolf versus Pretty Boy Vampire. Is that a proper wrestling name? Blow by blow commentary by Timothy Twilight. Hey, what do you think you're doing? It's a... Oh, Mr. Filch. Well, what can we do for you? Bet she was gonna scream monster, which really isn't much of a stretch. Jeez. Hey, not that I need you to do for me, but what business you got with my TV listings? Oh no, it just caught my eye. Can I ask if you watched the pro wrestling program today? Yep. Was a match between a couple of ranked amateurs, though. Complete disaster. I reckon even I could have done better than that. I seriously doubt that. I almost forgot something I wanted to ask him. Mr. Filch, did you see anything unusual around the time of the murder? For example, Tim Mataro or something like that? Eh? Tim Mataro? So you did see him. My how clean and shiny your forehead is again, Mr. Lawyer, sir. Bet you shine up every day real pretty-like. The ladies must love it. Don't change the subject, and FYI, that was a seriously bad attempt at flattery. Jinxie said she saw Tim Mataro flee towards the foyer, so you must have seen him too if you were here. Yipes! Wow, really pushed a button there. Well, did you see anything or not? Hold it. That's quite enough. I must ask you to not pester my friend anymore. Your shoulders are as broad as your lies, I guess. Yipes! Forgive me for being pestered, sir. And you are? I am Florent LaBelle. Divine and personal aid to Mayor Damien Tenma. You're divine, more like yokai grotesque. This place is crawling with monsters. Oh, excuse you. What the heck was that for? Oh, it was just a little cologne. You had a look of stinky sweat about you. It's from my own original brand of cosmetics. I don't know how to say the first word. Jesus LaBelle. We'll just go with that. Oh, what a heavenly scent. Ugh, I think you just paralyzed my olfactory receptors. I suppose such a scent would be difficult for a peasant to appreciate. I'll have you know that brand is number 5, Bonjour. It's my way of introducing myself. Enjoy. Well, it stinks. Here's my bottle of adieu so I can return the favor. Enough about the cologne. Please tell us what you saw around the time of the murder. I heard you're the one who told Jinxie not to mention that she saw Tim Mataro. Why that little? So she told you she saw the demon, did she? Mr. LaBelle? You mind if I ask whether you believe in the village superstitions? Ha ha ha! Oh, please! I was merely trying to keep with traditions. Nevertheless, I will say this. I wouldn't stick my nose into this whole Tim Mataro business if I were you. Bad things happen to those who do. That much is true. He is one scary monster. That's crazy. You really expect me to believe that monsters are real? Well, you're real and you should look like a monster. Not really. Look who's talking. Well, I didn't need to read it. Little Jinxie has an active imagination. Isn't that right, Phineas? Yeah, that's right. Didn't see nothing. There's actually no Tim Mataro. As for me, I only see things of beauty. And that explains why there's no mirrors around here. That's why I can barely see you. Got 2 words for this guy. Total freak. Can I ask what you were doing at the time of the crime? In other words, you like to hear my alibi. To think you'd suspect me, of all people, the murderer. Oh no, it's just a formality. We ask everyone the same How dare you doubt me? That's an affront to beauty itself. You obviously can't see straight. Like that spritz really helped. What were we doing, you ask? Go ahead, Filchy, answer the question. At the time of the crime, we were, in this here for you. Exactly. Good answer, Filchy. Good answer. Yeah, just repeating what you Ow! You've said quite enough. What is with these two? Great. Now he's got me talking like that. I'll be quite through here. I'm very busy man, you know. Right. Well, thanks for your help. These two were in the foyer, but didn't see Mataro. Come along, Filchy. Where we going? Alright, gotta practice them statements for tomorrow. Yipes. My eyes! You're going to dig your own grave with that big mouth of yours someday. What does he mean, practice statements? Now, if you would excuse me, it's time to touch up my makeup. Apollo, I know this sounds strange, but I think he's the murderer. Isabel seems unusually preoccupied with Mataro. Really? How can you tell? Well, it's kind of hard to explain. I can read people's emotions from the tone of their voice. Mean you have good ears? Yeah. Something like that. People's emotions are expressed in the tone of their voice. Like how everything Brilly says is kind of exasperated. And my ears can pick up on even the subtlest of tones for some reason. That's an interesting skill. I can see if people are tapping their fingers on their arms to tell if they're lying. But that probably won't come up. What do you think? What do you mean he's preoccupied with Mataro? Not exactly sure, but it was like he was obsessed with the thought of Mataro. That's what I picked up from his voice anyway. Everywhere we turn is Mataro this, Mataro that, Mataro where, Mataro in your hair. We should go talk to the mayor too. Sounds like a plan. We need to get to the bottom of that rumor about him wanting to release Mataro. More talking. Oh, we're just here now. Visitors room. Something wrong, Apollo? Where'd your enthusiasm go? What am I doing asking the mayor if he has ever thought about releasing Mataro? At best, he'll think I'm an idiot. At worst, he'll offer tea. Oh, he's here. So nice to finally meet you. I'm Mr. Justice's partner, Athena Sykes. I'm looking forward to working with you, Mr. Mataro.
Oh, yes. I look forward to working with you too.
Glad he didn't mind Athena calling him by a completely wrong name. Apollo, he's just as kind and gentle looking as I'd imagined. Lucky for you after that blunder you just made. Something I wanted to talk to you about. Rumors going around about how you want to or did set Mataro free.
What utter nonsense! They always assume the worst of me because of the way I look.
I mean, really? It's just the helmet.
Those rumors don't have a shred of truth, I tell you.
Little touchy about his appearance, isn't he? What he really needs to work on are his people skills. So rumor has it you want to push the merger through in order to release Mataro. Of course, that's a bunch of baloney, isn't it? I just realized they are spelling baloney as it sounds. Which is great, because the other way to say it, or spell it, is awful. Sorry if I offended you.
Well, that's the talk around town, is it?
I can see how that would make you angry.
What if Jinxie's schoolmates start teasing her about this?
Huh?
I must break out of here once. Her tormentors must be taught a lesson.
No, wait. First we had to get you a non-guilty verdict.
Don't try to stop me. It's about a father's duty to his darling daughter. Hold tight, sweet Jinxie. Daddy's coming to save you.
Relax. We'll look out for your daughter until we can get you free.
Is that so? You don't need me to go straighten things out myself? Ugh.
Probably call the SWAT team if he showed up at their school. They're the same thing! Oh, right. I asked about the reason behind the merger. English sucks. Every language sucks. We need to go back to just talking to each other with clicks and clacks on rocks. Seems you were rather forceful in pushing the municipal merger. You really want the Ninetales Vale that badly?
Yes, well, it's quite an attractive prize in terms of tourism.
Wait. Am I feeling what I think I'm feeling? That doesn't make it better.
Sure, I played a bit of a hardball, but only when I deemed it necessary.
I knew it. My bracelet's reacting. What is it, Paolo? Mayor Tim may not be telling the whole truth. Really? How can you tell? Speak like Sasuke. I only speak of vengeance. People invariably tense up when they lie. That's where my bracelet here comes in. I can sense when the person I'm talking to is feeling tense. Because it begins to feel tight on my arm. No way! You could do that? Says the person who can hear someone's heart. Wait, so you believe me? Just like that? Like, sure, each of us has our own special gifts. You can read people's tenseness, I can read people's hearts. Mr. Wright can see locks floating in the air or something. Also, he signs our bills. Or checks. Oh yeah, Athena has a gift too, her special sense of hearing. Still, what do you think the mayor's lying about? I don't know, but it's our job to find out. Well, all of us have cameras on us at all times. Been a while since my bracelet last reacted like this. Let's see if I still remember how to do this. First, I touch my bracelet, X. Right! Now let's give it a whirl.
The power of I.
More than diamond. It's dark matter at this point. Yeah, I remember this feeling of intense concentration. Yeah, we went partly through that last time. He's very durable. And you could probably shoot him and he'd still get up. Didn't that happen once? The ability to see the smallest twitch, the slightest frown that no one else can see. Now Mayor Tenma was lying somewhere in that statement he just made. When he lied, a certain habit made itself clear just under his right eye. I have to shift my viewpoint up and focus on that area. Alright, I've got him now. His eye twitches when he's lying. His tick should appear when he's trying to pull the wool over my eyes. Gotta pore over every word he says and wait for his tick to appear. When it does, I'll perceive it. Uh-huh. Mr. Mayor, please, you can trust us with the truth.
The truth? I don't understand.
When you mentioned tourism, the bottom of your right eye started twitching.
What nonsense is this? So what if it did?
Please tell us more about your merger bid.
What more is there to tell?
Why were you really seeking to merge with Ninetales Vale?
I already told you, tourism. The monster craze really revitalized the village, making it quite the prize.
Is his eye twitching still? You really don't trust us, do you?
What are you talking about? The village has been a hot property ever since the monster craze started, has it not?
I think you've yet to realize what you're saying contradicts the facts. Say the monster craze really revitalized Ninetales Vale. You felt it would be an attractive prize for its tourism. But what would contradict this...
I guess that, yeah.
Take that!
Monster craze in Ninetales Vale is a very recent phenomenon. It was sparked when the amazing Ninetales rose up against the merger. The village was practically a ghost town before them.
Yeah.
So you see, you couldn't possibly have seen it as an attractive prize for its tourism. What's the real reason behind your push to merge Tenma Town with the Ninetales Vale, huh?
Hey, like, getting tased is a big deal. And also, it didn't put him down for very long. Just long enough for someone to walk away. Normally, that would probably keep you down for a bit longer, I think.
Well,
I did it. It's nice that this actually came up, though. I know we're playing as Apollo, but with Athena being here, I almost expected them to just completely avoid using his gimmick.
You ready to tell me the truth now?
honestly, I never wanted to pursue the merger in the first place. But I had no choice if I wanted to protect my darling little Jinxie.
Protect her from what?
I received a threat. It said either I go through with the merger or my Jinxie dies.
What? How awful. Who would do such a thing, other than your personal aide?
I don't know. But whoever blackmailed me must be connected to the murder.
That's not really blackmail, that's a threat.
Wait, so you think the blackmailer and the killer could be one and the same?
Ottoman Kyuubi was immensely popular, so you have to ask who would want him dead. The blackmailer who wanted the merger at all costs had all the motive in the world.
But why go from blackmail to murder? The merger protests won't disappear just because the alderman was killed. Ah, could it be? What if there was another reason for the murder? Like what? Maybe the blackmailer discovered Alderman Kyuubi's secret identity, and his secret identity was a threat to the blackmailer's murder scheme. What does secret identities have to do with anything, Apollo? I have evidence revealing the Alderman's secret identity. Maybe it's time to use it.
Boop. It would be Ransom if she was kidnapped or something, but she's perfectly fine.
Mayor Tenma, please take a look at this if you would.
That's the amazing Ninetales mask. What is the meaning of this?
This mask was almost definitely at the crime scene, and there was some white hair inside.
White hair, you say?
But one person with white hair in the manor that day.
What are you saying?
You know which man I'm talking about, right? Talking about Rex Kyuubi, the amazing Ninetales himself.
Well, it needs to be more of a threat than just, hey, we'll kill your daughter. You take that to the police. Yeah, she needs to be imprisoned in some way. Like, if the mayor was behind it, and he was keeping her employed so she was in the manor, that would be a ransom. You know, she would be technically imprisoned even if she didn't know, but he has no idea who sent it. That's like getting a scam mail saying your Netflix account has been locked. And then you go check it and it's perfectly fine. Or, you know, you go check it and then you realize, wait, I don't have a Netflix account. Why would it be locked?
The Alderman was impossible. Wait, come to think of it, Alderman Kyuubi was a former pro wrestler.
Yeah.
So the blackmailer turned killer when he discovered the Alderman's secret identity.
Uh-huh.
Didn't I just say that? But yeah, the Amazing Ninetales was a threat to the blackmailer scheme. He opposed the merger, and as a result, single-handedly sparked the monster craze. Even so, what was the mask doing at the crime scene? There had been an event at the manor, and maybe Alderman Kyuubi had taken part in it, if you get my drift.
This is absurd.
Mr. Mayor, do you have proof that the threat was made against you?
Yes, a blackmail letter. Unfortunately, it disappeared after the murder.
What?
I'd been carrying it around in my briefcase, but now it's suddenly vanished.
Blackmailer must have taken it with them after they killed the Alderman.
Well, at least we've established the killer's motive.
Well, Tenma visiting hours are over. It would appear this meeting is adjourned.
Apollo, do you really think the Tenma Taro that Jinxie saw is the killer? I don't know. All I know is there's no such thing as monsters. What about the newspaper article? Did the killer purposely free Tenma Taro to do their dirty work? Oh, come on, there wasn't any Tenma Taro to release in the first place. Yeah, but the only suspects the police have right now are the mayor and the yokai. Probably be arguing whether there was a yokai involved in court tomorrow. I can see that look of disbelief on the judge's face. Apollo, are you alright? I'm fine. I'll think of something. I'd better, because I very well can't say a flying demon was the killer. At this point, the only thing I know for sure is tomorrow's gonna be a one doozy of a trial. To be continued. Right now. Alright, had to make sure I saved. Hello, P. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the courthouse. You've missed everything, so you'll be as surprised as everyone else. Oh crap, did I save? Hang on. Alright, I saved. See, it's got his face this time. Don't know why it has his face this time, but made sure we saved, because it was different. You okay, Athena? Been really antsy ever since we got here. I'm just excited. This is my first real court case after all. Hello, Sivia. Hope you're having a good day. Yep, we're just at the start of the trial. So you missed all the investigating, but that's fine. It was mostly nonsense. It's time. I'm dreading what's to come from your excitement. All the bad stuff. But you missed the introduction of Justice. Yeah, real ball of excitement she is. I know just what she needs. Athena! Didn't you ever learn indoor and outdoor voices? I'm just trying to show you the best way to relieve your pre-trial jitters, by getting rid of your hiccups. By scaring the daylights out of me? No, I find that shouting, "I'm fine!" in a loud voice really relieves stress. Part of my Chords of Steel voice workout and a must before every trial. You want me to shout? Here? Shout! Let it all out! Let the court know what you're all about. That's right here. I'll go first, then you try. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Alright, I'm Athena Sykes, and I'm fine. Huh. I think that actually worked. Yep, this is fine. I thought it might help. It always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high and I say it all the time. I see. A proven enemy to calm the soul. I like it. How about we finish off with a race around the courthouse? Points to relieve stress, not get totally exhausted. What's with all the racket, you two? Oh no, he's handsome. His hair is so smooth, but also kind of looks like it's made out of blocks. Ah, Mr. Wright. Just a little voice workout. Hey, what's with the suit? Oh, this? I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back, that's all. That's all? That's huge news. Why now? I have a feeling I'll be needed in the courtroom again sometime soon, maybe even next year or something. But we can talk about that another time. No fair. Inquiring minds want to know. Also, how did you shave? Oh, wow. Oh, we get to see his 3D model with his beanie. Neat. He always had the gold chain. I mean, look at him. So used to him in his usual laid-back clothes. Now, they really drive home that it's the same face. Suit makes him look like $1 million. Part of the DLC was that costume.
now should I bother trying to get the DLC installed? Probably not. By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case? Yeah, he's serving time, but before that, he was a prosecutor. He also uses psychology? That's right. I've heard the rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. Psychology in the courtroom. Been hearing a lot about that lately. So he must be a pretty scary guy. Considering he's a prison inmate and all. So they say. They also say he'll cut you down if you talk too much. Yeah, I knew he was gonna be bad news. It's probably just hyperbole, though. At least I hope for your sake. Wait, so is it true or not? Don't worry about it. Let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. If you'd like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of your body, that is. Thanks, Phoenix. And also, don't worry. Back in my day, I was hit with coffee mugs, whipped, had a toupee thrown at me one time. That was my first case, I think. Yikes! Better turn down my cords of steel, too. It's extremely long. Uh-oh. So, are you ready? Might be a good idea to check the court record again before stepping into the ring. Right, Mr. Wright. But I'm fine. I'll be watching from the gallery. Good luck. Thanks. Alright, let's do this. Odds of pulling this off are ridiculously low, but that's nothing new. Yeah. Leaving our clients seek the truth. That's all we can do. Hang in there, Mayor Tenma. Here comes justice. April 18th, 9:30 a.m. Court is now in session. All rise. Oh, we can still see them. Neat. I figured they just use a default thing for that every time. Court is now in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Pile of Justice, defense team leaders, ready, Your Honor. Yeah. I know that big booming voice anywhere. Chipper as ever, eh, Mr. Justice? But who's the young lady next to you? I'm Athena Sykes. Just ignore that I'm also kind of on the right side of the bench. Mr. Justice is junior partner and fresh out of law school. Well now, full of beans too, eh? Excellent. Makes an old man feel young again, even though I'm immortal. Now for the prosecution. Not there. Because the prosecution is not ready yet. Never fear, I shall explain. Just a minor procedural complication, Your Honor. The prosecutor for this case is being escorted from prison as we speak. Ah, prison. Ah, yes, of course, yeah. I almost forgot that he's currently serving time. Feels like he should probably maybe not be allowed to prosecute if he's a criminal. But then again...
Prosecutor Blackwell's an inmate.
Did he just kill the guards?
But even a convicted murderer still got a job to do and duties to perform.
I mean, they really don't. I mean, when you're in prison, you kind of lose your job, right? I'm glad they didn't bring Von Karma back for that. He's technically in jail, if not dead. Not in the dark age of the law. Maybe you just buy new lights. Brucey should be the prosecutor. Who's that with his back to us over there? That's him. I'm sure of it. Prosecutor Blackwell. Alright, prosecutor ready. It's prosecution ready. Do you have a leaf? Enough jabbering. Get on with it already. Ah, of course, forgive me. Again, why are all the people related to this case so scary? Ah, well, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement, if you please. He's still wearing... Still wearing chains? Ah, what's the matter? Must we continue fritter away time like this? It's all right here in the indictment. An opening statement would be pointless.
Well, there are people here who haven't heard it yet. Pointless? Oh, well, I haven't read it.
Looks like the cat, or in this case the prosecutor, has the judge's tongue.
But we need an opening statement as an overview of the case at hand.
Well then, your baldness, if it's very, very important, why don't you do the honors?
Who? Me?
There's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly, useless things, then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs. A selfish old fool.
Quite rude.
Huh? Hey, was that the prosecutor's opening statement?
Old doters such as you are a plague upon the young. I pity your poor grandchildren, or is it great-grandchildren?
Both. All these years I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. I suppose I could give it a try. Might be a nice change of pace.
What? I actually fell for that. That must have been the power of suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about.
Opening statement, huh? Well, let's see here. I didn't read it. The victim was one Rex Kyubi, Alderman of the Nine-Tails Vale. And the defendant, Damien Tenma, Mayor of Tenma Town, is accused of his murder.
And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested?
His prints were on the murder weapon. Plus, he had a motive to elimination of the biggest roadblock to the merger. The caretaker and secretary and the other potential suspects both have alibis that conveniently align with each other. It's quite suspicious. And his daughter, who's also in the vicinity at the time of the incident, has no motive.
So in a nutshell,
I have to say the charge against the defendant are incontrovertible unless someone is very plainly lying.
bravo, your baldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Playing Simon Says with the judge.
Moving right along now, let's hear from our first witness today, Detective Fulbright. Aha, it's Justice. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I am the detective assigned to this case, Bobby Fulbright. Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on old Blackwell over here. I also heard you'll provide protection if it ever came to that.
Seems that I have been sorely underestimated.
Wait, who's protecting who from what?
Still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around, even old Blackwell here. Maybe he'll be Whitequill. Or Nightquill, and he'll fall asleep.
Ha, Fulbright. Save your platters for funerals. Get on with your statement.
Ha ha, that's the spirit. Justice must be swift and true. I see it in your eyes. There is hope for your rehabilitation and return to society. I'll never give up on you.
Prosecutor Blackwell doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright. Well, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss. Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackwell. He's so oblivious. You can't manipulate your brain if you don't have a brain.
Let's read your first statement, Detective Fulbright. You got it, but first I'd like to say the defense that justice will ultimately prevail. About the murder. Alderman Kyubi was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. I don't recall a missing spear. Fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman Kyubi was asleep from a drug he unwittingly ingested. Mayor Tenma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. He didn't. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake and he grabbed the statue and struck back. Huh.
Alderman Kyubi even slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug?
That's right. The accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler. So he slipped him a drug to make sure he'd be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. And the victim managed to attack his attacker despite being impaled by a spear? That sounds almost superhuman. It's even possible. Well, he was a former pro wrestler after all. That spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito bite to him, even though it killed him.
Objection!
Objection? Not so fast. Why didn't you use not so fast? I'll try to brush it off by saying the alderman had been a pro wrestler.
You really expect us to believe he could fight back after being skewered by a spear?
Huh. Never heard of the incredible feats of which man is capable in a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, wrestlers can battle through intense pain. It sharpens their senses. Used to talk about it with a former wrestler I met in the clink.
I don't know. Still sounds a little far-fetched.
Does it now? Then perhaps we should test the theory on you with the edge of my blade.
I didn't sign up for this. I don't like the lighting on that one. Feels like they should have redone this one, because there's like that line under his nose. He looks like a goblin. Maybe he is a demon. Oh no. Jinxie was right.
Nope. Never mind. So your life is spared, for now.
Please let their shackles be made of titanium. I don't want to die. Haha! My investigation are as thorough as they are foolproof, for my name isn't Fulbright. I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest.
Hugh's prints were on the weapon. He's the one person without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence, wouldn't you agree, your baldness?
Defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute. As the judge leaning towards a guilty verdict, and the trial's just barely begun.
What's more, a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. Say he seeks the merger for the purpose of freeing Tin Matara from his imprisonment. Truth be told, I can think of no real reason to show interest in that backwards bird. Perhaps he's a complete nutter, and really does seek to release an imaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more capable of murdering the alderman.
Wait, when did he get here? And he went to blood drive, but instead of donating, he tried to make a withdrawal. What? Order! There'll be no gossiping in my court.
Your baldness, please take a gander at those charms plastered across his cranium. Here they're meant to keep him safe from possession by the demon Timitar. Then again, perhaps he's already under this demon's spell. Behold! The lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment.
Ah! Hold it! Rumors about and quirks of Mayor Tim have no relevance to this case. Besides, those charms on his head, they're just a fashion statement, I think. Come to think of it, such things don't seem relevant to the case, do they? Prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud.
Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here.
Ew, thanks for that lifeline, Athena. Careful, Apollo, he has the judge dancing in the palm of his hand.
Don't worry, used to that.
Power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackwell's arsenal. Try to manipulate everyone's impression to suit his objectives. The guy really is bad news. In any case, seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker? None other than this statue right here. Appears to be a statue of the two strange creatures locked in battle.
Two yokai to be exact. One on one side is the nine-tailed fox and the other Timbatara. Quite interesting if you think about it. It's as if the very case were rendered in art.
Yeah, and both of them are bloody messes. Almost as if both of them were attacked. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Now we get to actually cross-examine the detective for once.
Hold it!
I guess with the microphone you would say hold it in order to press them. Come to think of it, a coffee cup was found on the floor. Was the sedative in his coffee?
Bingo! We found traces of a sleeping agent all over inside the cup. That's why he was out cold.
Who would ever poison coffee?
That was until he leapt to his feet upon being impaled by the mayor.
What an awful way to wake up.
Rather stimulating eye-opener if you ask me. I too would have risen to the attack, for to die in battle is the samurai way. Paradise awaits fallen heroes, but that hole in his stomach would make eating a challenge. Prosecutor Blackquill, please. Those morbid jokes of yours have no place in this court. Yeah, says the jester and the detectives, guys. Moving right along. Yeah, that would be more fun, but I get it. Microphone stuff is still very sensitive. I learned that back when I played Hey You Pikachu, and every single word was ignored by Pikachu. As it is now. Okay. So I guess it would be this one. I'm just guessing, though. I don't know.
Objection!
Yeah.
Did the alderman really strike at the mayor?
What? Are you questioning my sense of justice? Uh-huh.
Your so-called justice needs to find itself a pair of legs to stand on. Claim the alderman struck back after the mayor put the spear through him. But the statue he supposedly used to defend himself creates a major hole in your theory.
Yeah, the defense has a counter-argument. Very well, let's hear what the defense thinks about that's odd about the detective's theory. There are no fingerprints. There are no fingerprints on this supposedly crucial piece of evidence. If you look at the crime scene photo, you'll notice that the alderman isn't wearing gloves. Yes, I believe he's quite gloveless indeed. If he touched the statue with his bare hands, he should have left some fingerprints. Detective Fulbright, you did take that into account during your investigation, didn't you? This can't be happening! Did I arrest the wrong man? Yes.
You did it, Apollo. Knock Detective Fulbright's off his hide horse.
Well, it's just 1 point in our favor. Until we get a perfect score, it doesn't matter.
Who do you suppose clubbed the mayor if it wasn't the alderman?
Well, if it wasn't the alderman, that means someone else must have clubbed the mayor. Yeah.
You mean there was a third party there in the Fox chamber?
Exactly, and this could be a big break we've been looking for. Does seem to be a hole in the prosecution's argument. Prosecutor Blackquill, would you care to respond to the defense's assertion? I was listening.
Least you could do is look at me while being dismissive.
Mine's as dull as an unhoned blade, Justice Dono?
Justice Dono?
Watching too many samurai flicks. Take far more than that to cut down Simon Blackquill. Whelp such as you has no hope against my superior swordsmanship. This is a trial, not a sword fight, Prosecutor Blackquill. Perfectly good explanation for the lack of prints on the statue. You might recall the blood-stained cloth found at the scene of the crime. Just so happens the blood was the mayor's. So, what are you getting at? Own your mind, boy. Why was there blood on that cloth? Solve that riddle, you'll just see the hole you thought you found is but an illusion. Let's see. How was that cloth used? Was it used... to wipe up blood, I guess? It's covered in blood. Maybe the cloth was used to wipe as much of the mayor's blood as possible off the statue. In the process, the culprit inadvertently erased the alderman's fingerprints as well. Objection! Mayor did not bother to wipe away his own fingerprints on the murder weapon. Why would he wipe down one weapon but not the other? Careful now. Use what little brains you have left before you speak. Give me a do-over on that one, please.
Well, I mean, the easy answer is he didn't do it. Maybe the alderman wrapped the statue in a cloth. Sure, he wasn't touching the statue directly when he used it to strike back at the mayor. Having it wrapped in... that wouldn't make any sense. Why would you get stabbed and then be like, oh, I better wrap this up first, and then strike someone with it? Precisely. Bully for you, boy. Ah, it was nothing, but also, that was wrong. Don't let him start manipulating you, too. You just closed the hole for the prosecution. I did? Ah, I did! Right. Statue wrapped in cloth would leave no fingerprints, plain as day. But you'd have fingerprints on the cloth. And also the cloth was under a chair. Ah, whatever. Also proves there are no holes in our theory of the alderman striking back. Oops. Now do you see how dull your mind is? I'll make sure to sharpen it next time. Particularly frightening inmate once told me that. He always tenderly honed his blades before he went to work, like the samurai of yore. Samurai? Sounds more like a homicidal maniac to me. Actually, he was working in the prison kitchen at the time. Wait, so the inmate was murdering samurai prison chef? Well, there's your news story. Seemed the victim and his killer were only once in there after all. I was kinda attached to that hole. Now what? Apollo, I just thought of something. If they didn't find anyone's fingerprints on the statue, who's to say someone other than the alderman didn't hit the mayor with it? And I think of that. Anybody could have not left prints on it. Huh. Then who, pray tell, struck the mayor with the statue? Please illuminate us with your wisdom, young lady. There's only one answer. The real killer. Prove the existence of this real killer, then. What evidence have you? I'll give you your evidence, alright. Athena, are you sure about this? To borrow your words, Apollo, I'm fine. Take a look at this. Black feathers and tracks allegedly from the yokai were found at the scene. I believe they were from the third party who struck the mayor with that statue. It's actually suggesting some sort of monster killed the alderman. That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
Objection!
Objection! No, Athena, you just lost what little credibility we had left. Apollo, walking in here, you know that we had none of that. Sorry, guess I got carried away. Mr. Justice, we have no time to deal with objections between members of the defense. Sorry, Your Honor. It's just, this kid's still, a kid. Ouch. You mean, I'm reporting this to Mr. Wright. I mean, he's in the gallery. He's watching. Can't believe the feathers and tracks are from yokai, as you put it. No, Your Honor. I believe they are a fabrication. Real killer wants us to believe some sort of monsters murdered the alderman. Interesting. Why do you suppose the killer would do that? Why indeed. Mr. Justice, you seem as new to this as your partner is. Ouch. This, I'm not reporting to Mr. Wright, even though he's right there. Ooh, Fulbright. Explain this to his baldness what these brats are missing. You know, the who and the why behind those feathers and tracks. Huh? You mean you can explain all that? Aha! Our investigative prowess is without equal. Starting to think I chose the wrong profession. Doing that now? Very well, let's hear about these so-called yokai feathers and tracks. Ugh. There's still so many holes in the things they just closed, but whatever. Entire case centers around one man's attempt to crush opposition to the merger. Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters, so he stoked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster. Strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. What? His feathers and tracks stoked the villagers' fears. Absolutely, he knew exactly how to prey upon their superstitious minds. Those feathers only gave weight to the idea the alderman was slain by a demon, as did Naki himself out. The accursed demon of Timataro, that is. And by who?
Timotara, the legendary demon locked away in the village forbidden chamber. From a young age, the villagers are taught to fear the great black-feathered demon. Thus, they were blinded to other, more plausible explanations. Hold on for a second. Before we start letting our imaginations run wild, isn't there someone else that could be considered a suspect? Mr. Justice, please explain yourself. On the day of the incident, there was a special event held at Kyubi Manor. Part of the event, there was someone dressed like in the likeness of Matara. Obviously, this person is much more likely to be a suspect than the legendary demon. Objection? Dullard, you're playing right into the killer's mind games. What? Listen here. Feathers and tracks were merely red herrings. Villagers believe the murder to be the work of the real Matara. However, the police believe the person in the Matara suit's the killer. Defendant sought to sow this confusion in order to deflect blame away from himself. So he drugged himself and knocked himself out with a statue. You know, when you say it like that, it doesn't really make any sense. However, he was knocked unconscious by the alderman. And thus our mentally deficient mayor was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime. And, you know, also drugged. Objection! You honestly believe Mayor Tenma would do something so stupid? Objection! The evidence speaks for itself, Fulbright. Right, it was the mayor's last-ditch effort to stop the opposition before things got crazy. The amazing Ninetales was fueling both the yokai craze and the anti-merger movement. Plus, he's one of the better-known masked wrestlers and the hometown favorite. That's why the mayor panicked and set out in the path of injustice. What do people of the Ninetales Valley... But do the people of the Ninetales Valley really believe the yokai is behind the crime? The yokai signs are an everyday event there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I must say, a crime that preys upon innocent, impressionable minds. Just so. Particularly silver-tongued inmate once had the following words for me. The innocent at heart are the easiest prey. I feel like we probably know that person. You don't say! Was this inmate a con artist? No. He was framed for the murder of his beloved. I actually felt sorry for the poor chap. Wait, so he wasn't the predator, but rather the prey? Yes, well, now then, defense may proceed with their cross-examination. Okay. The murder and yokai evidence really stoked the villagers' fears. Absolutely, had an immediate effect. The presumed return of the dreaded Mataro has them shaking in their boots. Oh my, is it really that bad? That superstitious lot, it's as if Jack the Ripper had been set loose in their village. The mere thought of the demon lurking about is enough to spark a mass exodus. I see. Very persuasive argument. Mere thought of his honor buying into Simon the Psycho Slasher's words makes me want to spark my own exodus out of the courtroom right about now. How? So you see, there can only be one reason why anyone would plant the feathers and tracks. They were dumb! But it doesn't add up. If what you say is true, why top it all off with murder? What do you mean? You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the villagers' fears. If so, then why not stop there? Why murder Alderman Kyubi? Excellent point. It is, isn't it? So your honor agrees there was no reason for the murder, correct? Objection. Perhaps the killer was the spur of the moment. Saying it wasn't premeditated? From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your babble. However, the fact is, the mayor made a startling discovery. Startling discovery? I don't like the sound of that. Alderman Kyubi's secret identity. Apollo. I think Prosecutor Blackwood figured out the Alderman's secret identity. As any child could. But even if he has, why would it be a motive for the mayor to commit murder? This is not good. Patch of fur was a scout at the crime scene, from the mask worn by the amazing Ninetales. Therefore, we conclude the mask was at the crime scene. Oh my, why would it have been there? The victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merger movement. Need I say more? Well, maybe? Ah! Could it really be? Your baldness is an epitome, I don't know words. Epiphany, that's what it is. Our victim, Rex QB, was the amazing Ninetales. Well, I'll at least be happy that Blackwill's here to prove this, so I didn't have to. The mayor's discovery of such was his motive for murder. No! Wait, I already knew that. Order! Order in the court. What a shocking development. The motive clearer than crystal clear. What do we do now, Apollo? I didn't think they tied the Alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder. Last we reached my real point. Why did the Alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your baldness? I admit it does. It is odd he had to create this other persona, just to secretly participate in the anti-merger movement. Very astute of you, baldness. Alright, now take a look at this! Wait, so it disappeared from his briefcase because they took it? You value your dearest life, you'll merge Ninetales Vale with Tenma Town. This blackmail letter was found in Alderman QB's pocket. What? At present, the Alderman's wife is in the hospital. Ah, I see. So they think it's someone else's letter. Why do people never sign these? That letter's clear evidence the mayor was blackmailing him by threatening her life. Wait, didn't the blackmail letter sent to Mayor Tenma go missing? Right after the Alderman's murder? I think maybe the killer took the letter from the mayor after the murder and planted it into the Alderman's pocket. It's possible, but we don't have any proof of that's what happened. Other than that it would have the mayor's prints on it, but... Talk about being up the creek without paddle. Ta-da! Mayor Tenma would have made a clean getaway if he just left after planting the yokai things. But he was knocked out cold by his sudden decision to kill the amazing Ninetales. Or it was the amazing Ninetales counterattack that brought the entire crime to light. Wait a sec. Wright's claiming that the mayor killed the alderman after planting the yokai evidence. The mayor was knocked out cold immediately after that? Detective Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony. Alright. Okay, well, that would be impossible.
Objection!
Detective Fulbright, your sense of justice is anything but fair. What's this? You dare question my justice again? Uh-huh. Yes, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Take a look at this photo. It doesn't make me laugh. This is the crime scene photo, and just what does this prove? Proves when the feathers and tracks were planted. But I already told you they were planted before the murder. The defendant planted the yokai evidence and was knocked out while killing his victim. But that would be impossible. You look right here, it's clear when the feathers and tracks were left at the scene. I don't know why I have to nudge it. Why don't you just point to the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice? Uh-huh. Yeah, see how the feathers are on top of the blood and the tracks are made in blood? In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder. Then the mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the alderman. But you said it yourself, the mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There would have been no time for him to plant any evidence at all. Therefore, must be someone else besides the mayor and the alderman at the crime scene. Ah, there must be some kind of mistake.
What happened to Sky? Well, where is your evidence? You can't possibly have any, can you? Haha! We have the photograph. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness testimony for you. You do? But how? Oh. Was my vaunted sense of justice really just half-baked? He's taking this really hard. Mr. Justice, what is this testimony regarding a third party you claim to have? I have it right here, Your Honor. It's a sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw the yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon, Tenma Taro. I read too far ahead. He's the source of those feathers and tracks. Somebody please say something. Vance will explain to the court exactly what he means. You dare mock this court and justice itself? You're unfit to bear your name, boy! Your baldness appears our defense attorney here is delirious from exhaustion. Hold it! Apollo! Think of something quick before you're held in contempt of court. What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please, hear me out. Very well, Mr. Justice, I'm all ears. Not all hair. Better explain yourself well. What was the yokai you were talking about? Costume. Now the statement here. Jinxie Tenma asserts that she saw Tenma Taro. After she discovered the crime scene and called the police, came around the corner to the hall. It was around here. Please ignore that I have these. I didn't steal them. Someone else did. I just picked them up. That she saw Tenma Taro fleeing towards the foyer. Defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left those feathers and tracks behind, intentionally or otherwise. What? How incredibly unjust! Why haven't I heard about this before? It just proved there was someone else. Mayor isn't the killer? Is it all set up? Prosecutor is a convicted felon after all. What does that last part have to do with anything? He wasn't convicted for this felony. Apollo, the momentum is shifted in our favor. Good, let's keep it that way.
Objection!
Objection. Oh, now what? Sorry, I just felt like saying that. Little do you realize that though you are in the midst of the fray, your sword is broken. My sword? I didn't know I had one to break. I got a bracelet. Are you implying there's a problem with my claim? Consider this, if that yokai impersonator had indeed fled towards the foyer, that fool and that fop would have seen him. Fool and fop? Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle. Now you mention it. Both Phineas Filch and Florent LaBelle were in the foyer at that time. They haven't stated that they saw a yokai, have they? You ever consider that yokai was but a figment of a scared little girl's imagination? Why didn't those two see Tenma Taro impersonators pass by? Because they're behind it, obviously. Why don't we ask them ourselves? I was just about to say that myself. No, really, I was. Trust me. Vince would like to call Mr. Phineas Filch, the caretaker of QB Manor, to the stand. Just know he must have seen something. I suppose we can't ignore the fact the little girl believes she saw a monster. But you have no objections to Mr. Justice's request, Prosecutor Blackwell. I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby. I knew that Tanuki was a rare find, but when we capture him, I didn't think he'd end up a witness. Do with him what as you will. Did you say captured? No, wait. I don't want to know. I mean, he probably did try to steal something. Very well then. Bailiff, please wake Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand. I hope you're all enjoying the stream. Very exhausting. Well, the witness state his name and occupation, please. Name's Filch, Phineas Filch, caretaker at KUB Manor. Oh, and, this is for you, your lordship.
Just a little something I thought you might like. Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch. Ah, those shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Filch stole them again. They're all yours, your honorship, sir. What? They seem awfully expensive. Yeah, too expensive to me, but I reckon they'd be perfect for someone like your honorship. It's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate I can't accept such gifts. Ethics schmethics. Just take them if you want them. Polish them up real nice for you, too. I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. Pretty rare for the judge. I would like to hear whether you saw Timataro in the foyer after the murder. I saw nothing. Didn't see anything, I swear. At the time of the murder, I was on guard in the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked. Making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get into our guests. Still in my office, keeping a good watch on the murder happened after 3 p.m. I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree. That yokai you keep jabbering about was just... Yeah. Hang on. Sorry. Dying. The yokai you keep jabbering on about was just a phantom of a little girl's dreams. So you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Timataro? Yep. I was guarding the whole time. That's the truth, the only holy truth, and not a butter of the truth. Timataro? Bah, you don't really believe in that yokai mumbo jumbo, do you? I certainly don't. My bracelet. It's... Something the matter, Apollo? My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? Do you think Mr. Filch is lying to us? I wouldn't rule it out. Now, if I could just zero in on a tell, some sort of nervous habit. A bird? What the? What's a hawk doing here? Now when he introduced my trusty cohort, Taka. Seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse, made it his home, in fact. Doesn't live with you, in jail. He doesn't live with you, in jail. Ever heard of a courthouse bird? Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud. That queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom buzzard. This isn't some sort of trick or... Now we'll be able to spot squat like this. What the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills! No pests or other items allowed in the courtroom. Somebody help! Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you, save when truly famished. In that case, Prosecutor Black will, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed. No. Looks like I have to do this the old-fashioned way. We'll be fine, I think. Someone dressed as Tin Mataro, Filch should have seen him. Just had to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now. Mr. Johnson, please proceed with your cross-examination. Also, this is my new friend. He's just here forever now.
Objection!
Okay. Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch. Hey, it ain't right to bushwhack a fella like that. Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled. Something you'd never miss. I didn't watch that one, no sorry. I was doing my job like I was supposed to. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right? Yipes! Not only that, but you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, "It was a complete disaster." So, do you admit to slacking off? Yeah, you can't trick me with your Rudy-Pooty lawyer talk. I'm one of the professional types, too. I can do double duty watching TV in the foyer at the same time. The only thing Filch can claim to be a professional of is professional thief. Mr. Justice, have this court believe the witness was slacking off? That's correct. Claims to have been watching TV in the foyer at the same time. That's nothing but a bald-faced lie. Bald, you say, but I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you mean the witness, Mr. Justice. Yeah. In that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. Well, if you take off his hat, he's bald. Claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV in the foyer simultaneously. Well, I'll prove it. How do I do that? Oh, yeah, that would do it. Please take a look at the direction the TV is facing in the diagram, which is for some reason in the blueprints or whatever. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, which he might, I think it'd be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time. Why yes, someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance. Exactly, that means Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claim. Yipes! Back now the cat, I mean the other way around. Oh, he has the box. The box is back. They should have an official, like, courtroom box for this. Have the blue badger on it or something. And Mr. Justice, Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to the case? It's very relevant because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Tim Mataro impersonator in the foyer. What now? Granted, this Nuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered. What are you talking about? This. Not a mind reader. Auditory sense. Eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work. Right, Tanuki? They were? I mean, yes, they were. Yeah, of course. You already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't? My eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have heard anyone in the foyer. You see, the foyer floor and stairway get all the creaky squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creaky squeak. Not enough to wake the dead, I reckon. So you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by? Yep, my ears were working full time, so who's the liar now, you no-good shyster? Lying thief calling me a shyster. This has to be the low point in my fledgling career. Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackwell, sir. You really are something else. Meaning you don't miss a thing. Them bags under your eyes, they're darker than mine. Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Taka's particularly fond of Tanuki. If you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu. Yeah! Please don't eat me, Mr. Taka, sir. I'm not tasty. I'm not actually a Tanuki. Witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. Is that legally binding, Your Honor? With that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly. That's true, I was watching pro wrestling on the match in the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. Floor all creaky squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. See, there weren't no Temataro in the foyer. Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand? A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such. Let's use common sense. For lacking that, our entire world will be but upside down. Since the convict prosecutor is totally a sign of the end times for the legal world. How? Besides, if there were any yokai roaming about, I'd never been selling them to the zoo. I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. Seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns. But we can't prove she saw Timataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted. And we better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs. Resume cross-examine the witness. Can't we just use the camera?
I'm just looking at the background for a second. Why are two of the people, like one on each side, just kind of looking straight at the witness, but the others are all looking straight forward? It's a little scary. At least there's no clones this time. Lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you? Ah, that I know I haven't been in the truth a little, right? Yeah. Listen to me, you little tanuki. Lie again, and Taka shall feast upon that forked tongue of yours. He didn't even really move. They just slightly moved his mouth. Yipes! Sorry, let me keep my tongue. Let's leave it until we get the truth out of him in any case. You were negligent in your duties, weren't you not? Ah, yes sir, I was sir, but it ain't like that. Floor's all squeaky like. You have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch. Yeah, good as they come, I'd say. Ain't nothing to hear a creaky floor. Plus that Timataro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like a jingle jangle. Jingle jangle? How does he do that? Yeah, it's that staff of his. That's what jingle jangles. What's he talking about, Apollo? Beats me, but I guess Timataro has a staff that makes noise. Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? Said she saw Timataro holding a staff-like object that made a jangly sound. Guess that's the source of the noise, then. Well, Mr. Justice? Ms. Vel says Timataro jingle jangles. Would you consider that vital information? Yeah. Considering he normally doesn't do that. Extremely vital. Of course, to be added to the testimony. Has there ever been a point where you do that and it's not important? Yeah, I saw it pass by, his staff would have gone jingle jangle.
Objection!
Timataro's staff would make a jangly sound, you say? Well, I'm gonna say that your story doesn't add up. Something defense would like to share with the court? Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see Timataro on the day of the incident. Yeah, there was one where you could choose, like, different statements, and you had to, like, keep swapping them out or something. But you still had to add something, right? Why then? Why did you assume just now that Timataro would be holding a staff? Huh? See, the Timataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hands. You described it as a sound just like you did. It's a kind of jangly sound. Yeah, so he's holding a staff. What's your point? Objection. Point is that Timataro doesn't use a staff, not normally. Ah, what are you talking about? See, this is the only known document depicting Timataro. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Filch? You're right. There is no staff, not even a cane or a walking stick. Yeah. Question is, why does the witness think Timataro uses a staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecutor's case on the most basic level. Huh? Well, now, this is getting interesting. Alright, Mr. Justice, time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes that Timataro carries a staff. He's a scatterbrain. Well, that wouldn't be a lie, but... Mr. Filch actually saw Timataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way you could possibly know about the staff. Ah, busted again! Bloody hell, you just... I didn't even get to read it. Yeah, how's that feel, Blackwell? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? The blade of justice. Admit it, Mr. Filch, you did see Timataro that day, didn't you? Well? I'm begging ya, please don't make me say it. Clearly you did see Timataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact. No can do, no way, no how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying he can be. He?
Mr. Filch still won't admit seeing Timataro, even though everyone already knows he did. The question now is, why? Mr. Filch is scared to death. Is that why he can't admit the truth? Come to think of it, say you must not gaze upon Timataro, but in the event that you do, look. And then tell anyone that what you saw, Timataro will claim your soul. Jinxie wouldn't admit seeing Timataro after hearing about the village superstitions. Said if she told anyone she had seen Timataro, he'd claim her soul. Wait, you think Filch believes that too? Nah, so Mr. Big Time City Slacker lawyer has heard about him. Them old village superstitions. The defense, please explain what the witness is talking about. People of the Ninetails Vale believe some pretty strange things. Putting it mildly. Their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. Truth that he really did see Timataro. Darn straight, that's why. Well, you just did. It's alright here. Do not gaze upon Timataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you a soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. Knowing the superstition will cost your soul. See? That's why us folks in the Ninetails Vale can't talk about seeing Timataro. But you're not in the village. Yeah, that's true. That clears up one mystery. Killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Timataro costume. They knew that way no one could talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. Jeez. I'm gonna bite my own tongue off. Defense holds that this Timataro impersonator is the true killer. What?
Objection!
Objection. So superstitions, you say? What kind of fool would actually believe such rubbish? And would that using some silly fairy tale so easily expose the culprit? You need to come up with some more rational, common sense explanation than that. Objection. Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Objection!
Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark, sleepless nights. No lack of superstitions in the clink, but a few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of the Ninetails Vale. Life or death superstition might even make you a believer. He's gonna break those at some point. Yeah. Order! Order, I say. You fool of a Tanuki. 2 times now your lies have cost me. Yeah, sorry. I promise not to do it again. 3rd time's the charm, eh? Talking my fine feathered friend. Have at him. Yipes! He's gonna eat me alive. Head for the hills. Ah, took off. But bailiff, what are you waiting for? After him, with your fastest men. That's certainly not something you see every day. Did Blackwell get in trouble for that? It was his bird. It would have probably been hard to do, but I wish there was at least one scene where you could see, you know, Phoenix in the background. Probably with a thing of popcorn on his lap. Like, it's great not having to be in this for once. Yeah, see, a new and important fact is coming to light. Third party disguised as a yokai Tinmotaro was at the scene. Now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Yep, there it goes. Uh-oh. What? Huh? His shackles. I'm too young to die. Justice, Dono. Long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade. You best say your prayers. Yeep! Well. Detective, do something! Haha, have no fear, Fulbright is here! When the going gets tough,
The champion of justice gets going!
Objection. Then get going already before he kills us.
Ah, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackville for his sense of justice that set him free. Objection, objection, objection to Fulbright's definition of justice.
Silence.
Silence? That's a new one. Not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards. Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackville, can I ask you to, you know...
The judge forgot he's in charge here.
Though Justice Dono's assertion is this, Timotaro is the real killer, not Mayor Tenma, who has the same name. According to him, there was a yokai in the scene of the crime. Right, and that yokai, or rather whoever's impersonating him, killed Alderman Q.
Silence.
Silence. Yep. Care to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see her alleged killer yokai there in the Fox Chamber? What?
He's right. She said nothing about Timotaro being in the Fox Chamber.
Because he was in the vents. Let me enlighten you. Little scamp there had a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door. She didn't.
Your point is...
Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewed murder victim, the Alderman, and the homicidal maniac who killed him, the Mayor.
No, there must have been someone dressed up as Tim. Ah, it's okay.
Then, why does that little scamp not claim to have seen a yokai in the Fox Chamber?
Considering her father's accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Timotaro inside the Fox Chamber?
Probably because there are two other places he could have been. But one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma herself whether she saw her killer yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive. Long as my blade thirsted for blood. At long last it should be sated.
Wait, this is still a trial, right?
Show me what you're truly capable of. Justice, Dono.
Could you stop at the bird?
Oh, very well then. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. Court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... No. 3 minutes. I'm sorry, but... 3-minute recess. Just so. Plenty of time for your destination intended as the loo. The loo? You mean the bathroom?
Yeesh. These include enough time to wash our hands.
How long does it take you to wash your hands? You take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished.
Yes, sir. Hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins. I declare Prosecutor Blackville the winner of this round of Simon Says. Doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor is running the show, does it?
Yeah, well, that happens a lot too.
At least he's not snapping his fingers.
Or whipping.
But he's not new here. He busted out of the shackles. Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to.
Well, that or they're super old.
Better be careful, Apollo. You really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Timotaro impersonator in the manor. What's with that guy in the whole samurai act, anyway?
Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel!
No, wait. Let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence.
I suppose it could wait till later.
Does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here? Dina, I'm gonna go wash up. Remember what Blackquill said, Apollo. Don't be late.
But part of me does want to take a break myself.
Because I'm still hungry. Ow. But if I did, it would be days.
Or at least a few hours.
I don't know.
Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma, made a QB manner. I guess the question is, how long do you think the rest of this will take? Or if you know. But nobody knows. Based on how this is going, we have at least 2 or 3 testimonies left. It'll be Jinxie probably twice, and then it'll be what's-his-face LaBelle twice, probably. And then we'll break him. So based on the usual dialogue and nonsense, that's probably a good 2 hours, at minimum. I didn't mean the whole trial, yeah. Alright, well, at the risk of being attacked by a bird, I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna call it for now, because I should probably eat. So the next one will probably be Monday. I was gonna say... Oh, there's another investigation part? That does make sense. We still need to open that other room. Because I doubt they would make us open that in the middle of the trial. Alright, then we'll call it for now. So, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you all enjoyed our adventure through Yokai Watch. The new prosecutor's interesting. I don't get the samurai thing, but I'm sure they'll go in depth with it later. Although I'm a little sad that they're using the bird to block out Apollo's one gimmick. It's like, darn. We finally get to use it in a trial and it's gone. We only got to use it once so far. But I guess the emotional thing will come up later, so we'll get to use that more. Yep. But I don't think the bird can attack holograms. Possibly. Probably will. But I'll also look forward to seeing Edgeworth probably in the next big trial thing. Because if Phoenix is back, Edgeworth is absolutely going to come over. Yep. Just like a game later. It's like, oh, you guys had a whole game with that. And just, you need this new emotional thing. Emotional picture book. Wait, is the Simon Says thing a joke because her emotional thing is the Callers of Simon Says? Also true, his gimmick makes the most sense of seeing their like little eye twitches and whatnot. Although the one where like the guy's hand, I don't remember his name, but his hand flexes and a skull shows up was a little out there. I know his name is Simon, but she's obviously got some relationship with him. Since she knows him. But we'll see what that means. Yeah, it was cool. That's all that matters. I mean, you could probably draw a picture with someone's veins. But oh well. Other than that, the only major issue I've had was Apollo's expression when he's like shocked? Exasperated? No. When he's screaming or whatever and has that weird line on his face, it looks really awkward. He looks like a demon. So Jinxie was right. Anywho, it's still fun to go through these games, and I will see you next time. So, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed my silly voices, and I'll be sure to tell you that I am a attorney next time. But yeah, they wanted to keep it accurate, but they should have probably rounded it a little bit. Also, let me know if it froze or anything, because I can always switch to a window capture. Because I'm using the Steam Link to transmit it to my computer, but I'm using the video capture from the actual HDMI cable. Which might be why it freezes sometimes. Also, it's a little too big, but yeah. Anywho, thanks for watching. Boy for now.